Hello, everyone.
Ready for the stream.
Well, you are voice live now, so.
Yes, I heard
quiet.
Panda and
We're
Dave.
here. Sorry, I was finishing posting the social media post because I had realized I messed up one of the things and it didn't post right.
Yeah,
now I fixed it.
Mine didn't send either. I was just like switching tabs and I just see a bunch of stuff just typed in.
Where did I close that?
Good evening, viewers, and some of you who which are our friends, and some of you who which are our patrons, and some of you who which are humans, and maybe your pets.
Most of which I hope so. If you're part of our Discord, which this is my Discord plug, you should join, you would notice that Panda decided to bring up the French Revolution. And we're going to spare you all from me talking about it for a really, really long time. Because God, I will.
What do you mean you will? You did.
I did.
Yeah, okay, listen.
To.
So, we started the call at about 6:50. And right up until literally seconds before I went voice live, Dave was talking about French Revolution stuff, interspersed with other people making some comments about it, and like a slight derail where we were talking about whether Kiss was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or not. They are, but yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
I just want to say I started this conversation talking about Ichiro Suzuki, blame Panda for us going to history. I'm not the one who derailed us into the French Revolution, and it feels like I should be, but I just want to talk about Ichiro getting into the Hall of Fame.
Nah, it's your
No
fault.
one is ever going to say you're not ADD.
What? But yeah. So yeah, it's us, the Unnatural Ones. We're here for the second time this year. Or third time.
Woo.
Third time? It's one of them times. What week is it? I think this has got to be the third,
It's the
right?
third week of January, right?
Well, I mean, I guess that would explain
It's the third time.
It's the third time. Yeah, because we didn't get to open the year at session 100. We got to, like...
Yep.
You got to, like, go in 100 right after. Uh-oh.
Your audio's cutting in and out.
Is he cutting out? Okay, yeah.
Two,
Okay.
1, and here we are.
Okay, I will say before we start playing immediately that I just want to remind everybody that we have a Patreon, and I'm serious, and if you want more content, you should jump on that. But I was going to say it at the end of the stream too, but I want to say at the beginning of the stream, but also because we are regularly uploading content again. We had a while where we kind of had to take a break because real life got in the way, but there's regular content being uploaded, so I want to keep plugging it because it just keeps on coming, and want to make sure everybody knows that it's there and there's stuff.
Yeah, it's true. It's mostly Hyperphase doing it right now. He's doing his cool tabletop tours and whatnot, which is sick. So if you've ever gotten have you or a loved one ever been caught in a conversation about 40K and have no idea what's going on? Well, now we bring you tabletop tours explaining 40K lore, brought to you by Hyperphase of the Unnatural Ones.
For a
Only
certain
2 parts.
One of them is an hour and 20 minutes. For a certain subscriber level, you can just get my phone number and call me anytime you need somebody to talk to for you about 40K. Somebody corners you and they're like, I demand to talk about 40K. You're like, hold up the speakerphone like afraid. He'll do it.
Yeah, my friend keeps telling me Nurgle loves me, and I act like I get it, but I don't get it. Can you explain this to me? But yeah, that is going on, which is awesome, and we got a new patron. I shouted them out in the Discord, which we also have. You can just hit !Discord, type that into our chat, and hit enter. It'll give you the Discord link. If you do !, I think it's command or help. I don't remember, but there's one that shows you all of them, which is awesome. But yeah, I shouted them out in the Discord because I don't know if they want to be shouted out publicly. But other than that, I am going to finally put our patrons in the end screen. It won't be on this episode, should be on the next one. So if any of our patrons do not want to be on there, be like, hey, don't put me out there. I don't like people knowing about me. and I'll leave you off, and we'll
Yeah,
just know.
average bear.
We'll know.
I don't know why I singled him out, but he just, I know him, so he seems like
Yeah,
a guy
I mean,
you'd
yeah.
like, no.
If you want to be a shadow patron donor person and like be in the background, just like chilling, lurking, you don't want your name said, I'm totally cool with that. We will respect you, probably.
Just
All for the low price of $1.
Yeah,
yeah.
$1 or more is
A
the
month.
accurate price.
That is true. You can always donate more.
Or more is part of it.
I did notice a large group of our friends in a Discord call. Should I go jump in there and be like, tune in now?
Just jumps in this Discord, just crashes it.
I'm doing
What
it.
are you doing in here? Not in our stream.
Oh yeah, you can do it.
He
'cause
said
you don't
he's
have to,
doing it.
Yeah, you don't have to leave your camera or anything.
Yeah. I had a thing.
Oh, that's not what I want you to see.
About that. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. So one of my things on my bingo card for this year was do a better job of
Plugging stuff.
social mediaing and boosting and plugging and actually being more active on that. So that's why I am starting the stream that way.
Nah, dude, I appreciate it.
But I'm ready
Totally dig
to
it.
tackle the ooze ship. I was gonna call it a ghost ship, but that's not entirely accurate. So I'm gonna call it the ooze ship. I'm ready
Yeah, they're
to
just
jump into this
unseen
ooze ship.
servants, not ghosts.
That movie gave me a fear of high tensile strength cables.
Final
Ghost
Destination? Oh,
Yeah.
also Final Destination.
I don't know what other movie would give you that fear.
Ghost ship or Final Nest? Yeah.
Yeah, Final Destination. Final Destination has given me a general fear of any stationary object that could potentially kill me in any way, shape, or form.
Or
I
a
don't
bunch of
know,
stuff
that
happening
Frisbee's
at
looking
once.
kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Anytime just stuff starts happening, man. Yeah, I don't know, dude. If you ever drop some
Pipe-
silverware and it knocks another
Yeah.
piece of silverware in the air, I'm dead.
Oh yeah, and you're like, oh no. I'm dead. Pipe
That's it.
trucks and log trucks already felt sketchy after that movie. You're like, I do not want to be within 100 feet of this thing.
It's a Rube Goldberg machine of death.
Yep. All right, we got some.
All right, but
people
anyway,
plugging
yeah,
back
we're
in. I think we're back up to our riveting number of 4. I think 5 was just definitely not me. So let's just make sure that gets fixed real quick.
Ray.
There we go. Everyone is back who wanted to be back. Anyway, yeah.
Ray.
We left off last time doing stuff. They got on a ship. Nobody's dead, and Thorvin's awake. He's in bad shape, but he's awake. They figured out that sleeping in an area full of bodies that have been gnawed on or left to rot for basically ever was probably not the most hygienic thing. Not saying they had a ton of choices. They had 2. But they found out that the issue with that, especially when you're a person who has wounds, is that you could get really, really sick. And unfortunately, Mr. Thorvin got really, really sick and almost died yet again. But they saved him somehow. Magic, probably. And they've made it to the ship. And they have a plan. The plan is to get the ship out of this cove. Unfortunately, there's a big-ass ooze on the main deck, which is the middle deck of the 3. They're on the upper deck. The main is the middle one. And yeah, I think that's about it. You guys found a captain's quarters. That was a cool thing.
And inside
And
said captain
something
quarters,
else.
we found lots of cool stuff, including a very fun kobold.
Yeah, he's stuff. Their
Riz
stuff,
asked me not
really.
to reveal their existence, but man, I'm gonna.
But yes, you did find a kobold named Kife. That's you were able to speak to in Thule. You guys, well, let's see, because it's just been Rahala and Eli.
Yes.
You guys can tell he has an accent. Obviously, you can't place it, so you don't know what region it comes from or anything. But at least he speaks it. They speak it, I should say they, because you don't actually know their gender because they're lizardy.
Yes, I am not
Pretty tough to tell.
practiced in assessing the gender of reptilian creatures.
Yeah, and even if you were, it's like this is.
I'm not going to
being
assume.
you haven't
That's just
seen,
rude.
so you don't know.
I'm not going to assume. Yeah, that's just rude.
But yeah, so yeah, you found them, and then they went and hid under the bed, and yeah, I think we fast forwarded to where everybody has now been moved to large boat, and now you got to figure out how to get the fuck out of there. Oh yeah, and it's been established you're not allowed to leave the anchor. You got to take it with you because the 8 eggs don't know if it's part of the curse or not. They just don't want it there. Whatever this big ass beast is, it can't leave its like noodle thing. It's not allowed to leave it. So,
and we have determined that the anchor is on middle deck, right?
Yes.
The whole.
Correct.
So okay, yep. Okay.
yeah, it's on.
And the middle deck is
that
full
side.
of ooze.
The middle deck has, as far as you know, is full of ooze. Because you've only been
the
able to see it
ooze-
through that grate.
Was the reason? I mean, the reason that things were going wrong for the 8 eggs
It seems that
because it was
way, yeah.
changing.
There's like a chemical reaction with it and the surrounding water.
They said the water's not good.
Yeah.
I believe their exact term was that it was heavy.
Mhm.
Heavy, yeah. I kept making heavy water jokes about.
Yes,
you
yes,
know,
that's why I
nuclear
recall
facilities.
it. It's because you were making those jokes.
Which, yeah, Sam knows enough to know, like, if the slightly running theory is that, like, it's converting the fresh water to salt water over time, that would be incredibly bad, at least for the ecosystem of this area. So, yeah. But you guys haven't, you can't confirm that that's exactly what's happening, just that's what Rahala said might be happening. Cool. So, from there, we'll say everybody has been transported over. Varying degrees of, seasickness, tiredness from having to climb the rope, whatever else, because it's not necessarily a fun trip across that. And, since I know it's Sam has been the one ferrying everyone, you would definitely pick up on the fact that, because you guys did bring some of the corpses out, or no, you made sure that the eldest kid could go in and get bodies and whatnot and bring them out to feed the youngins.
I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. I'm still gonna be here.
So yeah, as long as you get here, it's fine. Which did help. It definitely helped. However, by the time you get like the last person across, all of you could, even like Sam first because he's basically in the water, but all of you can tell just kind of watching that you're seeing them a lot more often. Like they're clearly getting like excited or agitated or whatever by just like the constant movement across of food. Whether or not they're hungry, whatever. They've said that they're children. You don't know how young they are, but either way, they're definitely getting excited about the fact that a bunch of morsels keep moving back and forth across the water. So they're a bit, but you've seen the mother, or Mom Farah, has been pretty much having to like police them. So they get a little too rowdy. She gets in the water, goes after them, kind of corrals them, calms them down.
I like to imagine it's a big family at a Mexican restaurant, and they keep bringing the sizzling fajitas by, and they're like, "Oh,
That's such a good analogy.
That moment when you all come up because every
what's that?
order is
So
coming
true.
to your table too, where you're like, is that ours? It's been long enough. Is that our food? Oh, dang it.
That's such a
They'll
fucking
pull us
good
up.
analogy for that. You know what? I enjoyed that enough. I'm going to give you a luck die for that.
and for being an excellent source of analogy.
That is such a
because-
perfect way to describe that.
I love
I've been
it.
that man many a time because I."
I've been that kid before.
okay.
I've seen that from both ends. Not as a parent, but like as a child and then as a not child. You're just like, chill, dude, no. Yeah, pretty much that level of excitement happening.
Man, yeah,
If you
that's
have
great.
knowledge in nature, you
I
can go
love
ahead
it.
and give me a knowledge nature check if you're trained.
Sam.
Same.
If I'm trained.
I knew you were trained. I just never remember what everybody else is trained in.
Even your train, good sir.
Because you guys have all
It
leveled,
would-
so like, not like since last session, but it's like I remember from forever ago people not being trained in things. Never mind.
You
Doesn't
might
matter.
know.
So,
Start off strong. You're not going to be a good fight if we have a fight.
I actually
it
looked
works.
over my skills again. I apparently put 1 point in diplomacy.
yeah, I think you did that. a
Now
while
I am
back,
technically
actually.
trained.
I think you actually did that a while ago.
I've always had at least 1 from charisma, but
Mm-hmm. No, I think you did. I could have sworn you put a point in it a while back.
Diplomacy.
You just haven't had to really use it.
I've gotten an unnatural 1. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while back too, though.
Yes, yes.
That was. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know what you're talking about because that was when you were talking to Lamal. Lamal, that's right. Oh, that means you can't get an unnatural 1 again unless they give you a penalty.
Oh.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, it's
30.
like get her to roll something else.
It's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
The natural 20. Yeah.
Okay. So the main information I wanted to give you with this is about their behavior, effectively. It's not good news, is the bad part, but it is good to have the news. As scary as Mom Farah is, she is not omnipotent and all-seeing, and her babbies have a very short memory, it seems. Like, you can tell she's having to work pretty hard to get them all to chill the fuck out. So, going into the water, for example, to try to get that anchor unburied so you can free it, is going to be fairly dangerous. You're definitely going to need her help, and even then, you're going to need to stick pretty close and be pretty careful, or you could easily expose yourself to one of these children, because you can just tell by their behavior. If they see an opportunity, they're going to take it. Because they're just opportunistic like that. Because you got up to a 30, if you have any other questions about the 8-ank behavior, I'll answer 2 others.
Ooh. I never get these. Can I deliberate? Is that the term?
Sure.
Can I ask my friends? Yeah.
In
Anything
fact,
y'all want to know about?
In fact, we can, you can poll the group if you want to.
Yeah. Anything y'all want to know?
Behavior-wise?
Yeah. This is meta. You guys can discuss. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
No one in this group can hit a 30 on a knowledge nature check in real life. So, I'm okay with you putting your heads together.
I mean, I know the first question I want to ask, and it's literally just a joke, so I'm not going to do that one.
Okay.
I'll ask it. The answer's going to be no. Is like, are they like a shark? Can you turn them upside down and they go their brain turns off? No.
I'll tell you for free. No, they are not like that.
Yeah, I know. That's what.
Yeah.
It's a dumb question, but it's a joke. Okay. Here's if y'all don't come up with something, I have a good question about real life me knowing about beavers. Why beavers' teeth are red is because they have a high iron content in their teeth, which is also why it's super hard. Do 8-ank have red teeth? Because they also are kind of weird part beaver.
No. Because they also don't.
They don't chew on wood.
No,
Is
they
the
don't
reason,
make
but
their
yeah.
dams out of wood. They make them out of bones.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Bone
If their
dam.
teeth are red, it's because they were busy, not because of the iron content.
Yeah. I was curious about that.
So would
yeah.
that mean they would have a calcium content?
Teeth already do.
Yeah.
I know, but would it be like a double?
No, there's no teeth.
probably
Double.
not
They just have
replacing.
bigger teeth. I mean, I guess You already kind of knew that they made dams out of bone. They make it out of driftwood and sticks and stuff too. But they don't go and actually chew on trees and that kind of stuff either.
I guess this leads into the question of the dam. I guess if this can be given to me off that, because it's kind of a fun question.
Mhm.
do their beaver dams work, or do 8 dams work like beaver dams, where they go up underneath and have a hole underneath?
I would say. I'm trying to think if there's a way.
Or I guess
if there's a different way
yeah.
to explain this, or if I just tell you. No,
Yeah.
no, I think it's normal.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's not. That is not like the golden rule. I would say that is the general rule. They don't always do that. It's really a matter of convenience, just where they build them, because they're not like beavers insofar as they always make them out in the water. Sometimes they are like partially beached or whatever. Like they're more like just big mound dens in a way, but they can absolutely do that, and you know that that's happened before.
And really, the main difference between beavers and eddings are one's a predator. Like they don't necessarily need the shelter and safety.
Yeah, not only a predator, an apex predator.
Yeah.
What else is higher than it on the food chain normally? Yeah.
Glad you asked. The Sturmhausen.
The Sturmhausen.
Known to opportunistically pick off a young 8 No, that's. Did y'all come up with anything? Can we get? Like, this is a full meta. Do they have any like poison weaknesses? I guess.
That is not behavior.
Weaknesses wouldn't be the. Yeah,
Is it not behavior? Oh, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay. What's a good question then on that? That's something like. Shit, what do you get for that?
Identifying the monster kind of thing.
Identifying,
Which would be knowledge. Would be a different knowledge because they're not actually animals, which is why I'm limiting this so much.
Okay.
If one ends up, taking an opportunity, will they all end up taking the opportunity?
That's a good question. That if one decides to mess with us, are the rest going to be like, "Oh, it's game, it's game"? Okay, we go.
Oh, okay, yeah, I mean that's valid. So, as before, I described them as opportunistic. That holds true in that regard as well. If one takes an opportunity, the others aren't going to just leave it. Now, that could cause like a fight to break out or whatever. If the one that first goes in is pissed that the others are jumping in, but others will absolutely try to take advantage of an opening if it appears. It's not even a follow the leader thing. It's just like, oh shit, they pointed out that there's a chance here for me to get another bite of something. They're gonna try. Absolutely, they will.
Was that the second one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sorry, Panda. I had thought up something, so.
No, that's good.
I waited for him to confirm because it's still his question. He liked it apparently. Cool. So yeah, you know a little bit more about their behavior. This is just from like kind of studying them and like bits of what you knew, but now getting to like actually observe them for a while. That's kind of what else you were able to pick up. But the main bit in there being, it's going to be a little bit dicey getting in there to,
Get the anchor out.
Get the anchor, yes. I was like, my brain stopped working.
To the party, who are nearby, because I assume we're kind of discussing that about like, yeah, we have to go in there. You got to be wary about the young ones. It'd be nice if we had some of those herbs that we put in that meat way back to kind of make them a little drugged up. Because that's what we did with Wellmet, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot if it was.
We did do that, yeah.
I have some herbs for sleeping, but I don't know if it's strong enough. I also have the sleep draught. One of the sleep draught is alcoholic.
Well, I mean, if we do end up having to go into the water to get that anchor undone, I'll keep it on me so that way when they eat me, the next person going in will have an easier time.
So that way when they eat me, oh my gosh, love your.
I only have 3. night's worth of the herbs for sleep.
We'll probably be fine.
Yeah, we'll probably.
I think
be fine, of
weirdly,
course.
the bigger issue at hand is not the multitudes of ant ink, but the ooze on the deck below us.
Oh, I'm incredibly inclined to agree with you. It is a far larger issue at the moment.
I guess before that, did we get everybody situated and like put where they needed to be?
I mean, you're all on the upper deck right now because
Okay.
that's what you've cleared. I don't know if you'd have put.
I mean, like we're not putting obviously
captain's quarters
yeah.
or something, but
yeah, because I think we did describe that because somebody called dibs.
Rahala.
Yes,
And,
Rahala called
yeah.
dibs. And we in this business recognize the international sanctity of the right of dibs. So,
But extenuating circumstances are applying because there's people that are sick.
well, also there's already somebody who has dibs on that, which I meant to bring up. So the ship has a current occupant. I'm making sure to speak in Ulu. Also, just obviously, like, I don't know why it wouldn't be, but I am definitely making sure. So also, he only speaks Thule to my knowledge, or they only speak Thule to my knowledge. They are a gesture about as high as they were lizard folk person thing, mini dragon. I'm not entirely sure what they are. I don't believe I've ever seen one before.
That's enough for me to ask because I am Thule. Do I know what kobolds are?
Based on that description, give me a quick intelligence check.
Okay.
It's actually not super high. It's not super high.
I just love the that I heard when he said that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's 12 is fine. That's like whenever Scott asks me to fucking roll like anything wisdom based in the other campaign.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll do it.
I mean, I'll do it.
I rolled a 2, so that's an unnatural 1. Where did it go? It's 12. Oh my god, so many notes. There we go. Launch it indeed. And then you guys haven't run into the others. Cool. So yeah, when he's sorry, I also need an intelligence check from Lamia on this as well.
Okay.
Ah. Okay.
Oh no.
It's because someone voted for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I forgot to vote.
You must. You're just thinking about a snail you saw while you were still on the boat. What color was that snail, Dave?
Oh, why me? Oh God, no.
Because I just remember that I made her do it last time.
It was a yellowish orange color. You know that weird crayon color that when you pick it up and you always think it's going to be regular orange, and then it's this just superly weird off yellowy color. Yeah, it's that colored shell, and then the body is a weird light pink with like little spots, little brown spots.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was weird looking. You're just really glad Sherlhawk didn't see it. Otherwise, you have no idea. But yeah, so
Yeah.
Sam, when he's describing that, you think he's talking about a kobold, but like you've never seen one. As far as you know, they live. You know they exist, right? They're not common at all. The only ones you've heard of being around are like way off in like the western area of Delantia, like in the mountains and stuff. But when he's like holding his hand up like 2'6" and saying, "Yeah, a little lizard person," you're like, "Oh, he's talking about a kobold."
Yeah, that's the only thing I would know. Like, you know, foolish in nature.
Right.
Yeah.
So
William.
this little kobold fella is in the captain's quarters and was under the bed and has asked me to keep their existence a secret. However, I feel like that would be ill-advised and also incredibly shocking to you all if you just walked in there and just he popped out or they popped out. So no, they're there. They only speak Thule, to my knowledge. However, that could be proven wrong at any moment. So don't do that thing where you talk in a language assuming they don't know it, and then they speak to you in that language and make you look like a fool. Not that I've ever had that experience before, but yeah.
I mean,
Do we need to worry about it though?
Oh no, they seem perfectly nice. They also seem to be more than willing to help us as long as we get them the heck out of here. They're trying to get back to Delancha, really.
that's a ways away.
Yeah.
Also,
but
we're like in the mainland.
step one is getting
Underground.
them out of this cave. Right, totally. No, I understand. Step one is getting them out of this cave.
Yeah. All right. Do they have a name? Did we get that far?
Oh yeah, Kifa.
Kifa. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you said that.
Kifa, yeah.
Wouldn't step
Alright.
one being get rid of the ooze?
Sure.
I don't
meant for
wanna
them getting
travel-
back to Delancha. And well, actually, we might have to tow anchor and get the shit moving before we get rid of the use. We have kind of a tight timetable, and I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to get rid of it.
I mean, we have tomorrow. We asked for one sleep, and we haven't done that yet. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
kind of a tight timetable. That's what I'm getting at. It's not a lot of time to get rid of an ooze that is the entire second deck of the ship, as far
Yeah.
as
The good news is that we're on the ship, though, and if I do have to ask for more time, it's like, hey, yeah, we're looking at the situation. I mean, that's basic contracting work right there. Like, well, this was the rough estimate before we actually got on it. And,
Do you think an 8 cares?
I think that we're on the ship now, and that means a lot more.
Oh, you know what?
Especially
Here,
because
I can give you this, Sam, because of your other high roll to help
Yeah.
with that, since you've got the behavior things down. You think it's less? It'll be less of an issue convincing the mother, hey, we need some more time to work on this. It's more how long before the children start getting out of hand and doing risky shit like jumping on board or other stuff that could endanger you.
because like, what are they going to do? Sink the ship full of ooze that make their living environment terrible?
Yeah.
Do they even know the ooze is here?
That's a good question. No, because
I
they just
don't-
know they think it's a
Yeah.
curse or something. So
Yeah, from what you were saying, I don't think they
Um,
conceptualize that it's an ooze. They just know it's something they don't like, right? That's kind of the vibe I got from your conversation with Mama over there.
Um, so that's something to tell them probably in the morning. I forgot if I have another speak with animals. Crap.
You lost both of them, I think.
Yeah, I
neither
did.
of them
Yeah, I did.
recovered.
Okay.
Rahala will speak up and say, well, I mean, oozes are... They do have a membrane on the outside that's important to keep intact. If everything on the inside spills out of it, they can't be a cohesive piece, which is required for them to actually stay alive as much as something like an ooze is alive. What I'm getting at is they can be harmed by physical force and magic. So perhaps we just... I mean, there's that grate over there. We do have ranged weapons and the like. Could just try taking pot shots at it for a while, and maybe we can kill it without going down there.
It's true.
Yeah.
I got a lot of arrows. Also, like, I don't think the servants would like this, but we could probably like use parts of the ship to like drop down onto it and maybe pierce it that way, like a big old steak or something.
But would that leave the ship potentially inoperable? Because we do really need the ship to,
Yeah, move as well. I'm talking about like, does it need that railing over there? Like, I don't know, gesture to something that's looks non-critical.
I don't know much about ships, Sam, but if there's a railing somewhere, I would think it needs to be there for a reason.
The
Well,
reason is
thankfully, I
because the
know
ship
everything
can do
about
this,
ships.
and we will go sliding. And if there's no rail there, people like me, whose upper bodies are like a regular person's, not like yours, will end up in the water.
I think your upper body's above average.
Ew.
I elbow Sam.
I face palm in character.
Hattie laughs. Roy laughs. Layla, yeah, everybody laughs except for Hala and the two people who are like, "You fucking weirdo."
Oh god.
Even Thorvin is laughing, even though he hurts
Ow!
and like almost vomits, which like stops the laughter. It's like, okay.
Look,
okay.
man, it was
Chill.
right there. Yes.
Gosh.
Look, I'm not saying that we, cut one of the masts off and like use that and use that as
Tall
a big like
wooden
battery.
thing with flappies.
Because I know what it's called because I know about boats.
Oh gosh.
Like tree, but with blanket for wind.
Yeah. Oh man.
No joke. Okay, sorry. That would be a funny thing in a fantasy world of like, oh, this tree grows like a sail, and like the wind blowing, like it is a like when it blooms like a big flower. That's how it catches other pollen and stuff like that. Is in its sails to pollinate itself. Whatever.
Ah yes, yes.
That's pretty cool.
That would
I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
All I can think is how terrifying it would be if like a windstorm hits and just all of the trees all
Yeah, that could be another thing. It'd be like a big dandelion, and like that's how it pollinates. Is
Oh my god.
a strong enough wind comes by and just uproots a tree.
Why has no one built a town west of this forest? It's just this beautiful fertile land. Until like the end of summer, just fucking whole trees flying through the air.
Like they don't have to be like redwoods, they could be like 5 feet tops or whatever, but like
Yeah, I mean even a fucking 5
even
foot
then,
tree in a
still,
windstorm,
like,
right? Yeah.
it's like that big around. It's nuts. Interesting idea.
Just
I think I've seen, like,
fire at us.
Fantasy art of like pixies or
Ellie,
fairies.
I don't want to think about the weird, crazy web parachute spiders.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
you
have,
I
like,
don't want to live on the
Australian
same planet
paratroopers?
as them.
Australian paratroopers.
Australian paratroopers. That's a
Because they
great
fly
term.
around in Australia and they just land on things.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, I ain't gonna make a joke about how I would react because there's a place suffering really bad from fires right now, but
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Yeah.
ain't no way, fam. Ain't no way.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
But yeah. Yeah.
I'm drinking water out of that red solo cup, but by the way, it's not booze.
It's not, it's not
Um,
lean.
I'm drinking tea out of this Bayou Billy's teacup.
Okay,
You're not
yeah,
talking about
so-
uprooting the mast and throwing it down there. You're talking about
no,
yeah.
like yeah, maybe there's something on deck, or around here that we could use. Like, even if it's just like the things that you would tie the ropes around that look like little clubs that every now and then they would pull off and use as clubs in pirate movies. I don't know what those are called.
Yeah.
The best thing I can call them are like pegs for they would have on like instruments is basically what they look like to me. Are the things you would put the strings around on like an instrument. But they are usually around like the edges of masts and stuff like that for rigging.
Yeah, like the whatever the fuck they call hooks and rivets and all that shit. I mean, that stuff is all up here for sure. Yeah, like all the equipment.
I was saying, if we run out of arrows, when we run out of arrows,
when we run out of arrows, yeah.
I mean, the good news is if it does take up the entire, main deck, it's going to have a lot of trouble getting out of the way of things. It's just a matter of how much we can produce.
I just worry about it getting up here, even partially.
It's true.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we're sitting on a big snail, and if we try and start trying to kill the snail just might come out of the shell,
I suppose it's true.
Sam's doing a weird thing with his hand, like I am.
The snail,
we're here, and it just I
mean, to be fair, a snail would simply stay retreated, but I understand the point.
A carnivorous snail.
I mean, I suppose that's possible. Why wouldn't it have come out already then? I mean, it reacted to Eli.
Yeah, because we're not actively harming it, maybe? I mean... Sorry, I'm thinking of a Samism of you ever go harvesting nuts and you're finding a bunch of nuts in a hole, and you're like, oh man, look at all these pecans. I'm getting all these pecans. I'm so glad a squirrel put these pecans in here. And there's a squirrel in there, and it waits until you get close enough where it feels threatened, and then you have to fight a squirrel. And you're 8, and you don't know how to fight. And it basically involves you having to run to your older brother and have them pull a squirrel off of you.
You couldn't fight a squirrel at 8th? Or would they use the stick?
It was a big squirrel.
Oh, they must be bigger squirrels in Valencia.
It was a dire squirrel.
A dire squirrel? I saw one of those back home in Roroa.
Okay, I was joking. Those are real.
All of the animals are way bigger in Roroa. There was a really big dog. I wanted to bring him back. My mom wouldn't let me.
I mean, big dog, big poops, but
he has to eat a lot, and then getting him on the boat and everything would have been a problem. Speaking of boat, we have to figure this one out.
Okay, so I have.
Before I roll a knowledge check for Rahala, do you guys want to use her lore master or no? Because if I roll for her, she can't use it on it afterward for the same check. Trying to identify Ebenu's traits.
I would say sure, but I'll leave that up to dog.
I mean, I'm inclined to also say yes. So...
Oh, unfortunately for that, we have to wait for Molly because it has to be unanimous.
Yeah.
Why did you say no?
No, I said yes.
Yeah.
No, okay.
That's why I have to wait for
unanimous.
Molly. I need everyone.
It's unanimous, not
She said she'd
majority.
be right back. I don't know how much time.
Damn unions
right
ruining
is.
everything. Yeah.
But yeah, we can keep going for now. Just before I get to that, she just won't contribute for now. She's thinking.
Yeah. Well, I know I have arrows. I think I'm not going to use any of the special ones.
Right, but you could make those lightning ones. Molly,
Yeah.
did you hear what were you listening this whole time or no?
No, I can't listen and go to the restroom at the same time.
Okay, so I was asking the group before I roll a knowledge check for Rahala to try to identify ebb and ooze traits. Do you want her to use Lore Master or no? Because if she rolls for it, she can't do Lore Master on the same check because it's still a knowledge check. You can't do that. The other two already said yes, but it has to be unanimous. I don't know if you had an objection or not.
No, I do not object.
Okay.
It makes sense to me that we would want to spend a point for this specifically.
Cool.
What? How lightning arrows?
Yeah, you have a whole item dedicated to them.
Mm-hmm. And like the quiver that
Stormcatcher. That's the item.
if you cast.
That's the item. I'm
Oh,
talking about.
okay.
No.
Have I just
No.
forgot about that
There it is.
completely?
Yeah. I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Cool. That and normally
Extra mission
do
space.
this.
Oh,
So
Deadeye
she did it
arrow.
By how much? Jeez. I think she beat it by a lot, actually. So her with a 20, her knowledge arcana is 32.
Nice.
I forgot that the Deadeye arrows do electrical damage.
Mhm.
That's what it was. Okay.
There we go. CR of
Alamio
Double-
will say
double check
I'll
how
only
much
be
she beat
able
it by.
to help with the bolts. With shooting it 20 times. I only have 20 bolts.
It's uncommon. It's 15 plus CR. So she beats it by. She beat it by 10. So that's 3 things. Cool.
Which I got from you, Sam.
Yeah.
Got it from watching you.
I feel like proboscis is
Oh no.
wait. You feel like proboscis is the right word for what, Ellie?
I think the arm reaching up probably.
Oh, it'd be a pseudopod. But
Pseudopod?
yeah,
That's why I went with tendril. Oh my god, that sounds
tendril kind of works, but yeah, they're technically called pseudopods.
pseudopod.
Right. She's trying to identify their traits. She knows about oozes. They're amorphous. So, the thing I was kind of hinting at earlier, she would mention, essentially, they can kind of squeeze into whatever space that they can fit into. Like, their body doesn't have to be in a certain shape for them to still be what they are. They'll still be an ooze. However, anything that is like severed from its like main body away from its nucleus, essentially, which doesn't really have that mechanically, but anything severed from the main portion of its body is no longer a part of it. It does not have the ability to split like some oozes do. So if like a pseudopod or something gets like lopped off, that much material is just gone from it. It doesn't become another ooze, and it can't even reabsorb that piece. It's just dead to it.
Okay.
Because it is so large, it still means it can squeeze through really small spaces, but it's not a liquid. It's not like water where it can just go through even like the tiniest hole. It does still need a fairly large, but like if it fills up that whole space, like that means that it's that membrane on the outside, effectively its skin, is also fairly thick at that point. So if you imagine, let's say its skin is like this thick for some reason, and you try to like fold that all the way in half, then the smallest space it can fit through is like this. Like that skin folded in, roughly folded in half.
Okay.
So something like that grate, excuse me, got all my voice cracked. Something like that grate.
The great.
The holes are probably even if it doesn't fill the whole main deck, those holes are probably way too small for it to fit through on its own. Now I can like smash into it and like push the grate up out after enough time or something, but that would take a lot of effort, right? But yeah, so can't split. It does need a certain amount of space to pass through. She hasn't seen it, so she can't tell you how much, but that's probably too small. One of the main things that stands out is they don't really like light. Ebon oozes do not particularly like bright lights and that kind of stuff. And you'll notice because of the cap of light and whatnot you got, and then even the floating ones around that kind of drift around occasionally, that probably wards it away from wanting to come up onto the surface. Staying down below, stays in the dark where it wants to be. So we know that. And then I'm just trying to think, like, what are the core pieces before I get to the optional questions. It doesn't have any particular defenses as far as, like, you hitting it, right? It doesn't have DR. It doesn't have anything like that. It just has the normal immunities that an ooze has, which is a lot of them. Acid does nothing. Can't crit them. They're immune to disease. Can't flank them. They can't be paralyzed. They can't be poisoned. You can't polymorph them. Can't use precision damage on them, so sorry rogues that you guys don't have. You can't put them to sleep. They are also immune to sonic damage, and they are immune to stunning.
Okay.
That's just a general ooze thing. Those are ooze immunities. Cool. So she beat the check by 10. So she has 2 additional questions that I can answer for you guys. So you tell me what other 2 pieces of information you want about Ebon oozes.
Do we need magic?
I already answered that. They have no particular physical defenses or DR.
Okay. I missed that.
Questions.
I'll have a question for Dave, if it's a good question to ask.
Okay, sure.
If we kill it, because oozes like to dissolve stuff, is there a possibility of it just starting to dissolve the ship when we kill it?
I mean, that's a decent question, I suppose, but like,
because like
I can give you
for
that
reference
for free.
Like the inside, like it has this membrane. The inside,
it's already acidic.
Yeah,
just touching it, whether it's ruptured or not, it's already acidic. So if it was going to dissolve the ship, it already would have.
Right,
okay.
That's what I was about to say too, is that it is currently on the ship though, so it doesn't seem like it wants to not be on the ship, because it could have eaten the ship if it wanted to.
If it could, it would have, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know if this was like it's an acidic balloon filled with a more acidic substance, or
yeah.
Like if we pop it, that could be
itself.
real bad.
Its body itself, like if you pop it, it's still gonna leave something behind, right?
Yeah.
So there's that, but at least it won't be attacking you.
We talked about its resistances. We talked about that it doesn't have DR. Did you say weaknesses? Did my brain skip over weaknesses?
I did not say weaknesses. I just told you its immunities.
Okay, so then that's the question I think we should ask first.
Does it have any weaknesses specifically?
Yes, specifically, are there any weaknesses?
Ebon oozes are unique in that they have an affinity to negative energy, meaning that positive energy hurts them.
Okay.
Other than
Great time that we don't have a dedicated healer.
Right? You do, but he's all fucked up.
That's true. So. That's true.
I'd like to do a heal check on the ooze. No. I'd get a benefit if I throw my healer's kit at it. No.
Unfortunately, not positive energy. But
that's a good. Sorry, this is a good meta question. With that negative energy stuff, if I were to apply a healing potion because I get a bonus to that, would that count against damaging something that has negative energy?
That's always a weird one. On one hand, you can rule it. This is a DM perspective.
Yeah.
That the effect of a cure spell in like a potion could be determined by the intent of the maker, because usually positive energy either heals the living or hurts undead. Same with like channel energy, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So this is specifically for healing. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's essentially, it just kind of does what it does. I don't know. I would say yes. I don't think I subscribed to that first thing I said. I think it would. It just would act as positive energy. The problem is like, how are you gonna administer a potion to it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like Baldur's Gate where you can just throw it at it. You'll just get it wet.
It's just a thought question because of like, oh, I'm dealing with this.
Like if you get it to eat it, then yeah, it would actually affect it.
Sorry, that was just a question because dealing with healing stuff and
you're good.
Learning about the negative energy.
Yeah, no other particular weaknesses.
Okay.
Or you know what? I'll say this. They are slow as balls. They are very, very slow. They have bad reflexes. I'm gonna say that's technically a weakness. Their reflexes are terrible. They don't move very fast as far as their speed, so just like per round, 20-foot speed, right? And their initiative's not particularly high, but they have an awful, awful dexterity. Like it's actually fucking terrible.
Well, at least that's something we didn't know.
We learned before as well that strong alcohol is not good on them.
Yeah, most oozes tend to dislike strong alcohol. Or, I guess I could say anything alkaline also. Since they're very acidic, anything alkaline tends to be also very bad for them.
All right, let's find all the milk and magnesia we can get.
I got these barbed arrows that I can attach lines to. I don't know if I could haul up like a crate with or like a keg of rum or whatever with them, but that's a. I'm willing to try that. I mean, mind you, it's not a strong line. It's usually made for a person, running down it or whatever. I don't think it's going to withstand an acid like that. But no, I have arrows that could do fire, which I'm not keen on. Just in general, setting fire to
the boat we are standing on does seem like a poor idea. I concur.
Yeah. But I also got arrows that are really designed to go way further. Barbed arrows that can cause some on normal animals bleeding, and then I got a couple of those dead eyes in storage in my quiver.
Okay.
I say a couple. It's 6. Because that's what it will hold.
Right.
Other than that, I got like 19 regulars, and then like when I run out of those, I can start using the flight ones. I guess they're not gonna do any worse.
Okay. Well.
And I guess if it gets its grubby little, proboscis, pseudopods, tendrils, whatever up here, we can always hit it with the rhyme blade. I'm sure it doesn't care about frost too much, but it's magic, so we don't have to worry about it dissolving super bad.
Right, that's good. I mean,
that's how it works, right?
I mean, you know that hitting it with regular weapons, they will be subject to the fact that it's acidic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I can also throw force at it until I'm blue in the face, I suppose.
Did we have more questions to?
Yeah.
We have
Still
one
have
more
one.
question.
Yeah.
We have
Okay.
one more question.
Oh.
So, I mean, we know obviously that it is not. It's immune to mind affecting stuff. It's immune to right because you said that. You said, I'm pretty sure.
I
know
not
you
say
said it
immune
can't
to
be
mind affecting.
stunned.
It can't be
Oh,
slept.
okay.
It can't be slept or stunned. It can't be polymorphed.
Okay, I guess that in my brain was immune to mind affecting as well. So unless somebody has
if it
another
was
question,
mindless, if it is mindless, it is immune to mind affecting.
okay, yeah. So unless
which
somebody has another question, I
generally
guess that's
oozes
gonna be
are.
my question. Okay, oozes are mindless. Cool.
Generally,
so yeah, they are
oozes are mindless. Generally,
Okay. Generally, but we don't know if the ebon ooze specifically is right.
correct.
So unless anybody else has a question, I think that will be my question because if it has a mind, then we can potentially trick it or bargain with it.
I mean, that would be a reasonable question. I agree.
Yeah.
The only
Okay.
question I had in my head is like, why the hell would one be here?
Well, I can explain
Uh,
that for you because it was in the cargo manifest. It was in a little box, and they were bringing it over, and then they goofed up, and it opened. I found some notes, and I like flap the notes in the desk, talking about its exponential growth rate as they were traveling.
Growing question mark. Growing period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, why would somebody? I don't want to know why somebody wants an ebon ooze. I guess. Do they like poop gold if you feed it wood or something? Like that's the only reason I'd want one. Actually,
Your question
Are
is
you
what else
insinuating-
is special about the Ebon Ooze? Like,
Yeah. Well, I stand by that. I want to see. If
I
it's mindless
side
like
with Eli
other-
on that question.
Yeah,
Yeah, like other oozes. I think that is my.
is that okay?
Like that's a good question. I agree,
okay?
but what's more important for us is
To
that
be fair, you
question
can
for
ask
Eli.
me if there's anything atypical about it from normal oozes, right? Because I'm giving you one thing. It's negative energy
Right.
affinity.
yeah.
But
I guess another good question is, what makes an ebon ooze? Why
What
would
makes
somebody
it
want-
different from other oozes is
Why
the
would somebody
question that we
want
would
an
ask,
ebon ooze?
because
Yeah.
if it is mindless, or if it is mindless like most oozes, then that wouldn't be different, right? So if what is different will answer both the is it mindless question and then other questions that we might have about like does it poop gold? Thank you, Sam.
I mean,
Sorry, no, I should say that in character. Anyways, listen, if it's the philosopher's ooze and we can make it poop gold, then I definitely understand why they would want to.
feed it quick.
Yeah. Feed the 8 eggs to it. We'll figure it out. Anyways,
Everybody, throw your clothes in. Don't ask questions. Me first. We're gonna be rich. But okay. Sorry, are you going with the is it different or is it mindless?
what is different about it from normal oozes? Yeah, I guess. Where does it differ specifically from other oozes? Is it different?
Okay. Yes, typically oozes are mindless creatures. The Ebon Ooze is odd in that it is not mindless. It actually is an intelligent creature. It is far smarter than most animals, even. However, it does not have a very profound sense of self, very low charisma. So it doesn't have any particular ambitions or anything like that. It's just very... Its instincts are you know, almost they're animalistic. Its urges are still very basic. It's just much more intelligent about how it goes about getting to them. Unfortunately, like most things, most keyword things attuned to negative energy, it does not have the most positive for others type of urges. It really does just want to eat stuff at the end of the day. That's kind of what oozes want to do. It wants to eat, it wants to grow. But the way that Ebon oozes tend to go about it is they're a little more specific in their choosiness. They tend to be a little more malicious, a little bit more... cruel is not really the right word. What is the word? Basically, they tend to go about their conquest of their prey in a much more exacting fashion. So, for example, you can imagine if the creatures aboard the ship didn't know this thing was smart and could, figure out traps or locks or any of that kind of stuff over time, it would know enough to know that it should probably hide that information and pick them off slowly, or wait for an opportune time and get several people at once, that kind of thing. It can
It's
keep
the Kira
secrets,
ooze?
it can lie, right? Is the what?
I was thinking
Kira ooze
Is the kid? What?
from Death Note.
Oh,
Kira.
I
was thinking-
no, it's not like a genius or whatever.
No,
it's not
I mean,
quite
but like, I'll
But-
hide that I'm intelligent to kill the things I want to kill.
I
Kinda.
mean, yeah, it's like a serial killer ooze, in a way.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't want to get caught. It doesn't want, like it wants to do whatever it needs to do to get what it wants, which is basically food, but particularly people or intelligent things that are full of more nutrients than, say, a billiard ball. So, yeah, they are actually intelligent, which means they are not immune to mind affecting effects. They don't speak or anything like that. So, like, they're still, like I said, they're still an ooze, but they're just smart. I think just like a corvid is very smart, but doesn't necessarily talk back and forth through the language or anything like that. But it's smarter than that. It actually has an intelligence of 8.
Okay.
So it could potentially be smarter
Pretty
than some people.
decent intelligence, yeah.
The other thing that makes it very different is I'm trying to think of which of these other things is the most pressing. Probably that. They inflict a disease. Called
fun.
Slimy Doom.
Slimy Doom.
Yes. It is inflicted by
Oh,
injury.
no.
So if they hurt you, usually by smacking you with their pseudopod, they can inflict you with this Slimy Doom disease, which slowly turns you slimy. Your skin gets
okay.
gooey and translucent, and then eventually muscles and organs and bones, and of course you die. It does constitution damage. Thankfully, unfortunately, right, like they have to hurt you to inflict this, right? So they can hurt you very badly. And then of course if you then contract it and you're injured, you can very quickly perish of this. Thankfully, it is so foreign to like the biology of a person that your immune systems get pretty good at fighting it pretty quickly. It only takes one save to fight off the disease. As long as you can save successfully once, you can get rid of it.
Okay.
But if you can't, enjoy that D4 con damage every time you fail, making the save exponentially harder each time.
Fun.
So yeah, there's that. And that is all I can give you.
Okay.
For that.
What does it taste like?
I guess you'll have
What
to
does it
find
taste
out.
like? Paramedic. It caught a slime.
Okay, so
So you get all that.
I would like to think since it's
I will
acidic,
say-
sour.
Oh, yeah,
but
I've got a small idea, but it probably won't work, just FYI, but it's at least an idea. So, in theory, what we can do, at least to trap it temporarily, is in some way lure it into the shadowy haven that I can create. I can use a patch of wall right near it. We can find a way to lure it inside because that thing can hold creatures of any size. So even if this thing was the size of this boat, because it's a creature, it should be able to fit in there. And then we can just not go in there and like bar the entrance somehow. I'm not entirely sure how, but we can come up with something that won't dissolve easily, like metal or something that will take it a long time at least to wear through. And then that way we can like move it somewhere and like access the things that are here. So if we need to get the like alcohol or whatever to then potentially get rid of it.
I mean, you said it at this is to Rahala because she, I assume she said the thing about not liking light.
Yes.
Well, if it doesn't like light, couldn't we just, once we get in there, couldn't we just put a big bright light at the opening?
Right, yeah, that's a good idea. Is anything to keep it from like exiting the space? Yes, we could even try and use the light to maybe herd it into the Shadowy Haven since it's nice and dark and chill in there.
Yeah.
That could work.
Question
Obviously,
about the Shadowy Haven.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Does that move with us if we move the boat?
It's attached to a square of wall or a piece of wall or floor, so it is physically attached to the section of the boat that I would cast it on. Yes.
Okay. Because I don't want to like move the boat and it's just hanging above the water now because that's
Right. No, that's why it is. It is a 5-foot
okay.
square of floor or wall.
Okay, that's what I was. And whoever was going next was good.
No, we're all just going to say be careful putting the lights and stuff. Obviously, if you get close enough, it'll just attack, right? So,
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I've got a wand of pyrotechnics. That makes a lot of light. I waggle the wand around.
Mhm. I mean, got the fire arrows. No.
We've also got campfire beads, but I'm not exactly excited to make fire on our boat.
Were there any like lanterns or anything in the captain's quarters?
I don't quite remember. The things I found was coins, some maps, a cool spyglass, some booze. I hold up the flask I found. These herbs that you're supposed to identify.
Oh,
I handed him the brick of herbs.
Brick of herbs.
yeah, I'll take a look at it while we're talking.
Yep, give me
Alright,
knowledge
wait.
nature, please.
Nature. Ooh, that's not a good roll. Or no, that's okay roll. 16.
16.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that.
Keeping the 16. All right.
I was like, do I want to use that luck that I got? No, I'm gonna.
Where did it go? Where'd it go? Is this it? I forgot it. Sorry. It's taking me a second because since I had to reboot, I like closed everything and I forgot everything that I had open. So
No
I have to
worries,
reopen
totally
it
understand.
as I get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we could use lanterns or something like that. Especially even like we could just lower them down on ropes. Because that would, worst case scenario, it would smack it and break it open and cause fire, or it would just move away from it because it's a non-living thing and it's bright.
There it is. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit! Actually, fuck. That's what I closed. What is it called here? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Sam, you identify the herb as something called the Dreamer's Star. It is an orange flower where the petals are used. The petals are usually what you find, right? Kind of sit there and smell them for a second, and it comes to mind what they're for. You basically make a tea out of them. If you drink the tea, it lets you get a full 8 hours of sleep in 6 hours. And it cuts how much sleep you need by 2 hours, effectively.
Ooh, nice.
Dreamers, what? Dreamers.
Star. STAR. One dose makes enough to serve 6. This is probably like 8 doses.
Cool. Sorry, say that again. Yeah, a dose does what? I'm typing.
One dose serves 6, and this is 8 doses.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Doses, 1 dose.
I was just gonna find you the page. Here it is.
Dose serves 6.
original name is Desna's star, but Desna is not in Hayethe, so.
Alrighty.
Hey, more sleep stuff. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, makes sense why someone might take that if they're the leader of a ship and whatnot, and have a bunch of shit like constantly busy. Yeah.
Well, that'll be nice to use today, even. It doesn't compel you to go to sleep, though. Okay.
No.
You know, it just makes you
Sleep
sleep
just
better.
helps. Yep. The untyped part is it
Yeah,
tends
excuse
to
me.
inspire pleasant dreams as well.
No, that would be nice. That would have been nice for somebody who kept having wolf dreams.
Maybe.
Yeah, it depends on what nice is according to somebody possessed.
It would have been the dreams of my super siblings that I have, obviously.
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 I'd
It's
ask,
whatever you think are pleasant dreams, right?
yeah. I asked Dave / Eli this. Were there lanterns?
That's what I missed. Yes, there was one. There was a lamp, like a small
like an
table-side
oil
lamp on the
Are we
nightstand.
talking like genie lamp, or are we talking like a glass lamp?
Like a glass lamp,
Okay.
not like electric, but like a small glass lamp.
Yeah. Well, because genie
Yeah,
genie
yeah.
lamps usually is looks like a teapot with a
Mhm.
wick on the end,
Yeah.
whereas the other lamp is like a thing with a container on the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, so
This is the more
there
expensive.
is a lamp in the captain's quarters. We haven't really checked all of the random barrels and nonsense out here. So I guess we should also kind of get ourselves a quick inventory of what we're working with to see what kind of materials we've got on hand.
You guys can. It will not be quick to search everything. It's going to take a few hours.
I mean, that's why we're here, I guess. So that's
Yeah.
totally fine.
And we
Yep.
have this day, and then tomorrow is the go day, I guess.
Yeah, so I guess if we just split up and I'll take a barrel or two and just kind of sort through. I don't know what you guys want to do about the bones, but I do feel like we should do something about the bones. Like we could burial at sea, but I just feel like then they're going to end up in an 8-tank dam. Or we could try and find like an empty barrel or something and put them inside so that when it is more appropriate, we could lay them to rest in some form or fashion. Or if we wanted to just be real heartless and callous, we just scoop them into the ooze. But I don't particularly like that choice.
Bone arrows.
I mean, if they're in the ooze, they won't necessarily become undead.
No, I'm not saying that. I just don't. Look, there's a whole thing about remains and desecrating remains and like it being potentially bad luck or being haunted. I'm not willing to just scoop someone's bones into an ooze. That seems really jerky to me.
Yeah, it would be. Scooping someone's remains into an ooze is not necessarily a kind or respectful burial.
This is a thought Sam had about the ebon ooze that he's gonna share. It's like, I was thinking about another reason that somebody might want the ebon ooze. Like, if you just wanted to like a thing just to delete stuff, to remove it, like animal carcasses or something under an outhouse.
Garbage dump.
Easier way to do that. I mean, a gelatinous cube, for example, would be a lot easier to deal with. I mean, they're larger and harder to find, but they're not smart. This one is, and mean.
Yeah.
Right.
A gelatinous
If I
cube, you just
recall-
leave it in its place and feed it. It's fine. Or in a
From
hole.
what Kiefe was
like the 8 inks of
saying,
oozes.
yeah,
Sort
it is
of.
like an 8 inks. Yeah, that makes sense. No, if I remember what Kiefe was saying, there was a Fen who was very excited about this, and I think had something to do with the transportation of it. So I'm not entirely sure what it was about, but to me it seems like it was probably some kind of experiment or study thing. Like they maybe were capturing it to study it or to check it out or to try and figure out stuff about it. Maybe not to like have it for a useful purpose other than learning.
Okay.
They are atypical.
Yeah.
It would definitely be something worth studying. I mean, maybe even trying to find the nature of intelligence going from something as mindless as a pile of moving goo to something capable of deception. That's a pretty big leap.
Right. Yeah, because I think there was Federo markings on some of the paperwork too, so that also was one of the reasons I kind of think that is if a Federo was involved, it would probably capturing it for study or something. It's like a thing they
True.
do.
Yeah. And Roy will finally
Well.
chime in and say, so, we're just gonna look around with that thing still under the floor?
As of right now, we don't have too many other options. Don't go near the grate in the middle there. And I do hope we should be all right.
Sorry, learning about it, setting traps and like doing opportunistic things. Let's do like a group of 3 if we can. Let's do.
Sure.
Yeah, let's stay real close to each other.
I mean, that sounds fine. 3 of us take the front of the ship, 3 of us take the back. I was about to say the actual terms for the ship, and I realized Eli would not know that. 3 of us take the front, 3 of us take the back. We just start checking for stuff.
You guys check the nose.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what they are called.
All right, feel
Yeah.
free to position yourselves where you're searching.
I said 3. I have no idea.
I'm gonna take the back of the ship just because that's where the captain quarters are, and I already talked to Kiefe, so he knows me or they know me. So if for some reason they get startled or agitated, I can have a chat with them. So I'll just be checking over here, on top of the captain quarters, I guess.
Okay.
So where exactly are we avoiding?
This middle part right here.
Okay, that's what
we
I
all
thought.
just like like there.
Yeah.
That we should put up some like caution tape and a wet floor sign. It says Piso Mojado.
Yeah, here's I'll mark where, let's see. So here is this white mark here is the door to the captain's quarters. And 1 second. Ooh, wait, I got that wrong. That should be it. Let me double check a thing. 1 second. Ah.
Real quick, before we start our search, I'm just gonna run to the restroom real fast. I will be right back.
Well, yeah, you're
I
right,
also
position,
need-
you're good.
Yeah, I also
Sprint
need to
off.
go. So,
Okay,
I
put
moved
yourself
towards
on the
front.
map where you're gonna be. Where you run off.
I put myself
I
up
know
front.
this. That works. Here we go. Main deck. I have to look at the other map. They are both on those sides. Okay, so that is one there and one there. Cool. Okay, middle thingy is the one to the captain's quarters. And then there is a door. There's a door behind, like kind of on this little wall thing here, all partially behind those stairs, that goes down to the lower deck. And then the other one is over here. So those little white marks, which we'll put on the map layer so they don't get in the dang way. Cool. That's a mast.
Yeah, I was gonna check around the mast specifically.
That's pretty close to the grate.
Yeah, pretty close to the grate.
All right. Let's see. Go there. There. And stay away from that. So, E on these sides. Nope. Are you looking in? Are you like checking in the grate at all? Like occasionally looking down to see what the thing is doing, or do you just avoid going over to it at all?
Avoid going to it at all because I have my Kappa light on, so I don't want to attract its attention of like shirking because of light potentially hitting the grate inside of it.
I mean, it's technically going to anyway, but I see what you mean. You don't want to be over it shining straight down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okey-doke. Let's see.
I have pretend. Are you putting light above the grate? Is that what I heard?
She's not. She's specifically not putting light above the grate.
Ah, got it. Do we have something, by the way, that I could cover that panel with so that we just don't also accidentally walk too close to it? Like, is there a flat sheet of something?
Yeah, you can find something. There's definitely harps and other things in they're like old school ones, right? But
cool, yeah. Limiting its ability to access information on us, I think, is just a positive. So
let's see, cover it. Okay. Sweet. All right, then everybody's in position. Or, well, actually, Thorben's probably not doing anything because he's hurt. He hurt.
Which I guess, actually, speaking of that, I would go into the captain's quarters and try and talk to Kiefe and see if I could bring Thorvin in there, like negotiate bringing Thorvin in there and having him like guard him, or Kiefe guard Thorvin.
Okay.
If I could set that up.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Yeah, all right. Diplomacy. I'm good at this. Which is why I rolled really well. Hooray.
Very well. Keep it at 28?
I don't know how many luck dice we have, but I think I'll just keep the 28. I was gonna say like I'll try and push over 30, but I think I'll just keep the 28. It's fine.
Yeah, he's not hostile to you, so it's not 25 plus. So
right, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he's pretty easy to convince of that. He just insists that he is a protector in the shadows, and that you do not tell Thorvin he is there. Which,
yep,
you don't need to now. You've already done it. So,
yeah, exactly.
So you have Thorvin go to the captain's quarters.
Yes, I was like, you need to just lay down, take a load off,
Okay.
relax.
So he goes in there, does not protest, which means, okay, so Layla's not going to be standing around protecting him. We would go, I should probably go right here with you guys. Neat. All right, so everybody doing their search. I'm assuming you're not taking 20 on this because you've all had a pretty full day so far, and that would put you into the really pushing it territory. So
yeah,
we'll go ahead and have you guys roll. Go ahead and give me perception checks. Eli, you're going to get a +2 from Rahala. Sam, you're going to get a +2 from Hattie. And then Lami, you're gonna get we'll say a +3 from 2 other people helping. Jeez.
The 3 is added.
Of course, Sam, the one who doesn't need help.
Yeah.
Still getting a fucking 22.
Yeah. Right. I was gonna say I rolled a 16 on the die, and he still was close to me on a 2.
On a 2.
I'm so disappointed. Hold on, I can make it better. So, the masts of a ship, right? You know how they're long and trunk-like?
We already made the blanket tree joke, Panda.
I know.
Oh my God.
Are you keeping a 22, though?
Yeah.
Eli, are you keeping a 24?
I'm not.
Yeah, I will keep my 24.
Lami, are you keeping a 36?
Yeah, that's the best I can get.
You
I
can
mean,
get a
besides
40.
You
if
can
spells,
get a
you have
40.
enough.
We have
you have a
luck die.
25% chance to get 40.
Yeah, we have luck die.
You want me to roll the luck die, guys?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, do it. Go ahead.
No. If anybody's rolling a luck die, it should be me or Sam. Come on.
Sorry.
We missed out on the most super secret thing of all time.
Which being on your shoulder are you listening to, Molly?
That's the hard part. Which one am I listening to?
Yeah. Right now, it's Sam and the DM on one shoulder.
Yeah, but DM doesn't have my best interest at heart.
That's not true. He has fun at heart,
Yes,
which
he has
is
fun at heart.
everybody's best
I
interest.
do have fun at heart.
Can I
And
use?
entertainment value.
I have a very
Can I
fun
give her?
heart.
Chat
Oh.
also says do it, so
Yeah,
Oh,
can
chat
I-
says do it? Okay, I will roll a luck
so just
then.
do it.
Hey, I rolled a 4!
There you go.
Hey.
That's
And
a
now we know how
40.
many sun die we have.
Well, yeah, because Ellie just redeemed a 6-pack. So,
40.
Thank you, Ellie.
oh god. Okay. So that's a 40. I didn't
Yes.
actually think you were gonna do it.
Is that including the bonus one that I got?
Yeah, I already added the
Yeah,
3
it's
to
in
that
the
dice.
pool. I just put it in the pool. I don't have any way to track it.
Oh, I was checking.
All right, so 40. We're gonna get back. We'll come back to that one. That's big.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, so Sam, you're at the front of the ship. What's over here? Ropes, a bird. That's your bird. Some
Yeah.
crates.
A bird. Oh, that's your bird.
In case.
Let it be a doppelganger Sherhawk. Oh no!
Okay, so Sam, I need you to roll me a reflex save.
It's Mori hard key. I don't know. Reflex save.
Mori hockey.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck is reflex at? There it is. Okay. Literally, it's in the middle, and I just was like, nope.
25. Okay. You're going. So you've been over here checking. You're about to like get over to the cart. You're first rummaging through some of these ropes and rivets and other shit. Not rivets. There's a word that I can't find. Sure. Stuff. You're going through the stuff.
Things.
And
Yeah.
you go to move one of these ropes out of the way, and all of a sudden it fucking strikes at you like a snake. But your reflexes are so fine-tuned that you're able to like snap your head back just out of range, and you can't see like a head or anything. Like, it moves so quickly. You just see it like lunge out at you, move out of the way, and you like grab where like the neck would be, and you like immediately grab up closer to the head just in case it is a fucking snake. So where, like, it can't like whip around and bite anywhere else. And like as you're holding it, all of that like kinetic energy from it lashing out seems to like go back through the rest of the rope, and it sort of unwinds itself a little bit, and you can sort of feel the force of it relax. Looking at it after a minute, and like, you know, Hattie running over to check if you're okay, as you're examining it, there's not like a mouth or anything on it. Like, it looks like it's just a rope. And eventually you kind of realize that, okay, this is somebody was fucking with somebody. Like, you don't actually think this was dangerous. It was a prank that no one has triggered in however long this has been sitting here. Which tells you a couple of things. One, somebody had a fucking sense of humor. Putting a rope that acts like a snake near the edge of the goddamn boat. But also, someone on this ship was proficient enough in magic to do something like that, which is fairly uncommon. But yeah, otherwise you're safe. Something else would have happened if you had failed, but it's fine.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a routine joke at the dealership that we had a rubber snake for a long time, and it would just appear in people's toolboxes in a random drawer. So you'd open up and there'd just be a rubber snake, and actually a pretty lifelike looking rubber snake too.
Yeah.
And eventually it happened to the wrong guy, and it got cut into pieces. He was like, "That's what I think about." And I was like, "Oh man,
Yeah.
we did that to all the new guys."
Some people don't have a sense of humor, man.
Yeah.
Snakes
This
are
mage
scary.
did.
Mhm. It
But
almost
yeah, you think it's
yeah.
probably good nobody triggered that, that like yeah, they could have easily jumped over and like it could have been bad.
Yeah, falling off or something.
Depending on where they were standing, so
yeah. Cool. I was gonna say, does it give like a fleshy body or like a rope? Yeah.
After a few minutes,
it's a rope.
You know it's a rope. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. The trick is done. Like it doesn't do it again.
Okay. I just look at Hattie and just like start winding it, just like
right. So the other stuff you find with your 22, you definitely find that there are some. Like tools and other things are a lot of what's in here. Seems like there's probably extra stuff. There's like nails. There's you find like one crate has what are clearly scrap pieces of rope that they've had to cut or whatever, and they just end up with these little scrap pieces that are they're not quite enough to like be super useful on their own. They're still a little bit too thick to be like small ropes to tie things up, so they're probably just collecting them to eventually weave back into a longer one or tie it back into a longer one. Scrap cloth, other stuff like that, just things that are useful to have around for cleaning, for patching something up, that kind of stuff. The more interesting thing you find is you definitely find what you're pretty sure is just a really, really strong alcohol. You can't like identify what kind. Honestly, you think just by smelling it, some kind of like really strong fucking grain alcohol of some kind, probably used for cleaning. It is roughly a gallon of this stuff. It's not in like a gallon jug, but I'm just saying for your idea of like how much it measures.
Is it an ingredient in the storm?
No. You're pretty sure this would just taste like pain. Like this would not have any flavor in it at all.
My tongue fell off.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is the like you're gonna go blind shit. Like you wouldn't want to drink it.
Okay. You said a gallon?
Yes, it's not in like one container. You find like a few, but it adds up to that.
Okay.
Which so you're like certain it is definitely used for like cleaning things.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. If you would tar something, I think alcohol would be a way to remove tar. So,
lots of stuff that you can run into. So you find that, and then you find. So you guys are kind of covering that whole section. Okay, so there's another box. It's not on the map, so don't bother looking for it. But you find like a longer. It's almost a chest. It's like a big, like a long crate thing, but there's a hinge on the back, so you can like open it up and you can see down into it. And you find one of the things that a lot of those rope scraps probably got used for. Speaking of tar, you find what appears to be 20 tar bombs, which they're basically used for ship combat for the most part. Light one end of it, fucking whip around and hurl it at the other ship, splatters and burns, right? Been 20 of these, all sitting in there. You can definitely tell that there were more, and that they've been wrapped, like the tarred part has been kind of wrapped in some of the like scrap cloth and whatnot, so that they don't just like stick to the inside of this, but that'll still burn. So you can tell that these have been stored in here. Just based on like the kind of dust and like the smell of it when you like pull this thing open, and it obviously hasn't been opened in a long time. But thankfully, this isn't the kind of thing that will necessarily go bad, and it looks like it's been kept out of the like moisture and stuff of the elements well enough that like the rope isn't rotted through or anything like that. They would still be functional.
Well, this would be good if we ever have to fight one of the 8-inks, I guess. Or as we're piloting this ship, something that besieges us. Not so much in our current situation, I don't think. Unless we could, like, turn these suckers into a lamp.
You could be a fucking hell of a lamp.
Just light it and lower it instead of, like, throwing it so it doesn't, like, splash or whatever. Yeah.
Bigger.
But,
Yes,
I guess
that
when you
is
say
real
tar
armor.
bomb, is it working a la Molotov or is it working like a fuse?
It's working like a tar bomb, which I just booped.
Oh,
It is a
He
it
did
is
just boop the tar
a
bomb.
head-sized lump of tar is wrapped around a rope and set on fire. You use the rope
Oh.
to lob the burning tar onto an enemy's deck, and when it sticks, it sets the ship alight. Yeah.
This potent
but-
version of Alpha Star.
Mhm. They're more used to set fires than they are to do like direct damage, right? But yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, these ones just
Okay,
also
okay,
have
okay.
you can almost imagine it's not a t-shirt or whatever, but you can almost imagine the head-sized lump of tar is wrapped in like just like thin scrap cloth so that it doesn't stick to everything. But if you throw
Everybody's
it,
picked up
spills out,
something
it's still
gooey.
going to do it. Yeah.
Like let it be a slime or something like that that's gotten too gooey and it hits some fabric and it just adheres.
Exactly. But this looks like it was done intentionally so that they could actually store them.
Makes sense.
So it's
Especially when you-
messy. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's perfect. Like nothing is sticking to each other. Like it's still kind of messy in there. But like you like lift one of the ropes and it pulls up one of the tar bombs, so you don't get like the whole mass of it stuck together. So it was apparently pretty effective.
Cool.
So yeah, you find that there's 20 of those fucking things in there. And on that side of the ship, everything else you find is you just know they're tools, assorted tools for properly working the ship or making repairs.
Yeah.
Let's see. So next up was Eli with a 24. So on the other side of the ship. Yeah, Eli,
Yeah.
you do find some other. There's still more tools and things over here. But you also find what looks like. So one of those crates has a bunch of glass bottles in it with like a little separated, what is now kind of a gross, partially rotted cloth, sort of separating it all so they don't clank too badly. As you're opening this, because the crate's kind of stuck, I do need a dexterity check from you.
Okay, Dex shit coming up. Oh, why did it not do the thing? There it goes. The input value took a second to pop up. Sorry. Aha, that's
Okay.
a good roll.
So yeah, you're careful enough and graceful enough getting this open, even though part of the separators and stuff are rotted and not very effective. You don't like knock a bunch of them against each other and a bunch of them smash. But you can see it looks like about a dozen of these like glass bottles are stacked in here. They're like properly corked. They've got some kind of like what you would imagine is some kind of like acid or like burning onto like the front of them so that they're labeled in a sense. Because they're not going to stick paper to it. Paper's kind of expensive. But
Right.
but they do have some sort of label on it. What languages do you speak?
I speak
It's Tertian, Ulu,
Tertian,
Thule, is that
Ulis, Rallian, Kashari, Thule, and Necrol. Thanks to that ring that I
it?
got.
The ring, yeah.
I got them extra ones. Yeah.
So these labels are Raleigh.
Okay. Well,
Which you know is a, despite being a small population, Raleigh is a trade language because they go
Right.
everywhere. So
right. Yeah. That makes sense.
so it makes sense why some things are labeled that way. These are labeled as alkali flasks.
Okay.
They were probably meant to be used in an emergency if something went wrong with this fucking
the
slime.
ooze. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
It does not look like any of them were used. So whatever happened, either the ooze didn't do it, or
Interesting.
they just didn't get the opportunity.
Okay.
So there
got
are
it.
12 alkali flasks in here.
Okay. Be like, guys, I found something.
Which, just so you know, if you had fucked up that dex check, I was just going to roll a d12 and see how many you broke.
Oh no! I'm
So
glad
you
I
could
didn't.
end up with 0.
I'm glad I didn't. What?
But, so you find those. You do find a few what look like sacks of grain that are up
Yeah.
here. Not in good condition anymore. You're not even sure why they got brought up here. because
Okay.
who knows.
Yeah, who knows indeed.
One sack that you look at is like leaking like goo.
Ooh, okay.
So eventually like cut it open, just like see what the hell is in there. It smells kind of odd. There's like two halves to the smell that comes out of this bag. Half of it is really gross. It's like the part of something rotting that smells a little sweet, but not in a good way.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
And the other half of it is like it's kind of like high, like acidic note to the scent. Like you could almost taste it. You like poke around a little bit, and you could like see enough bits of whatever else is in there that you realize that this was a bag of citrus of some kind. You can see like the rinds and stuff that have been desiccated or partially rotted out over time, and some of the seeds and things in there that aren't really quite intact anymore. But it's been out here in a sack, you know, with all this mist and moisture in the air and stuff. They just eventually rotted into paste.
Right.
24,
Gross.
right? That was that with the +2, the 24.
Yes.
Okay. You find like a couple other things that have. You find another crate that has like kind of a similar thing going, where you can see there's like a separator of some kind in there, but it's partially collapsed. There's a bunch of like goo of like something that rotted, and a few things that were stored together. Some kind of container in there broke. So there's just one of them's just a mess. You don't like you shuffle around it a little bit, but you're not even sure what the material is. So you don't fuck with it too much. Doesn't look like it was interesting. Probably should just throw that one overboard if you didn't think it'd piss off the 8-anks. You do find there is a sack of rice up there that is not entirely rotted. It does have like some mealworms and other stuff in there that have probably been, you don't know how long they've been in there, but there's some of it is still rice. If you get desperate, you can absolutely
That's just
eat
protein.
that. Yeah, if you get desperate, you can absolutely eat it. It's a little for you, Eli, mostly because for two reasons, right? One, your upbringing was Tertian, and they would definitely not eat that. But two, you were brought up not as like you were brought up as a slave, so you definitely had to eat that sometimes. So, the culture you're raised in is like it's gross. Your negative nostalgia, whatever your trauma, I guess, is like ew. So you have to be
Not only is
really
it gross,
desperate.
I had to eat the gross. I don't want to eat the gross. Please don't make me.
Yeah. Whereas let's see. So probably for Sam in like in Thule culture, that'd be like survival food. Sure, it's still a little meh. You don't really want to eat mealworms, but you're a survivalist, so maybe for Sam, he's like, huh, it's protein. And then for Lamia being Ulis, yeah, it's just protein. This is whatever. As long as it's not like, as long as they're not maggots, you know, or there's nothing slimy in there. Yeah, whatever. it's still dry.
And
that's kind of a miracle.
Timon and Pumbaa gif of eating grubs.
Right?
Nothing.
Slurping grubs.
How do they make bugs look delicious, man? Like,
right?
Oh, the Lion King.
Yep. Some bright colors.
That's the power of animation, guys.
And it's the way that they eat them. You know? They no fear. They're so excited.
Like, oh, dude, it looks so good. Yeah.
Did they make a... I'm gonna ask this, and then someone's gonna have to fucking Google it. Did they make like a bug candy around that time? That was like a fucking bug gusher or something. Because if they didn't, that is money on the table they left. You know what I mean,
dude? Like a little grub worm that's filled with like
a gusher.
Like a gusher, yeah.
That'd have been.
I could see it.
They made Timon and Pumbaa fruit snacks that were
close.
That's a cop-out.
They were shaped kind of like it, but yeah, not quite the same.
Nah,
but they had gummy insect fruit snacks is what they had.
They needed that Gusher collab, man. They needed that Gusher collab. But okay, but yeah, so you find that. So there's some food. It was a 12, 24. Cool. So that's success. Not that one. Sweet. Last thing you find in that section, you do find like a smaller, like a cask, and you're almost expecting there to be like wine or something in there, just like given the size of it. The weight feels a little different. It doesn't, kind of shake it around. You don't hear any, you're not sure if you hear liquid or anything or not. Eventually, decide to, well, okay, let's fucking open the top of this little cask and see what's in there. The smell that comes out of that one is very pleasant. Very, very citrusy, very sweet, a little bit, it's still kind of like that acidic, almost preserved type scent. Eli, give me a knowledge local.
Knowledge local. Hey, also a 20.
Nice. Okay. These are that's the wrong thing. Come on. Where is it? Someone's gotten these before. Where the oh, I'm looking in the wrong section. There it is. Okay. You find what you're pretty sure are. At first, you're just like, okay, these are preserved. These are preserved lemons, which is really cool. Those they give you a lot of the same health benefits as lemons would, but they taste better. They just taste better. They're easier to eat. They're not quite. They don't hit you with that same crazy level of sharp acidity as regular lemon would. Obviously, there's you can smell it. There's some kind of sugar was also used in this. Now, granted, at this point, depending on how much time has passed, these may also be slightly alcoholic. Potentially. Depending on what else was used to preserve them, what technique was used. And you smell a little bit of that kind of alcohol scent, so you're not sure, but they don't smell bad. They definitely are edible. Further investigation tells you, we'll say that you even go so far as to cast detect magic just to be sure, right? Further investigation actually tells you that these are not only preserved lemons, these are preserved lantern lemons, which are a thing you've read about given your background. Not only are they fucking delicious, but when you eat a lantern, usually they come sun-dried is how you've heard of them used, and you would eat a handful of them. These preserved ones are still pretty large. You think you just have to eat one of them, right? And you can eat the whole thing. So if you eat one for an hour, you will glow as if affected by the daylight spell.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
So you find a small
eat it before bed.
No. You find a small cask of these, and not only they provide nutrients, they would help with things like scurvy and that kind of stuff, but giving off light could be very useful. But with your knowledge, because I know you're not trained to pray, so I can't give you the price.
Right.
What you know of them is they are very expensive. Usually the sun-dried version is the one that you're familiar with. Those are super, super expensive, probably because it takes so many to make a small amount when you dry something. For these preserved ones, you're not sure how much they'd be, but you're pretty certain these were probably not necessarily meant to just be eaten. They were probably a trade good. They're probably meant to sell these because it'd be a hell of a penny there. However, you guys aren't merchants, so you're pretty sure there's anywhere from 15 to 20 in this cask, because they're all kind of squished in there. Anywhere from 15 to 20 of them in there. And a use of them is just one.
Okay, cool.
In this case. Let me find their entry.
I dig it.
Y'all got me going down a rabbit hole about gummy worms.
So the normal entry is is for sun-dried lantern lemons, but as I've said, these are whole preserved lemons. So
Okay.
they do the same effect, it's just different otherwise.
All right. I dig it. All right, so after we were all searching, I kind of come together, and they're just like, "All right, this is what I got. What do you guys have?"
So you're doing that.
Well, I
Lamia
know.
is still over there searching. So with your fucking 40, I still have to double check something. There wasn't going to be a whole lot. I won't lie to you at first because of the fact that you weren't looking at the grate.
The best way to make gummy bugs is to buy fishing molds for bait, for soft fishing baits.
Oh yeah, dude, fishing bait looks good. Like it looks like it should be gummy treats. 100%. Ever been to a bait shop and just been like, I'm hungry now.
Besides the
Have I
plastic
a
stuff,
fish?
yeah.
No.
Somebody in chat roll me a D100.
Uh,
Exclamation point 1D100 or exclamation point 1D. Or just D100.
Go, Ellie, I believe in you.
Someone in chat. Whoever is first.
whoever's fastest.
60. Okay. That is high
This
mid.
town's big enough for the both of us.
High mid, high mid, high mid. Okay. Okay. All right, that's how we'll do that. All right, so Lami, you guys are looking around for a little while. Roy seems very wary of the bones. You kind of get the impression he's a little superstitious. Like more, he's like in between stitious and superstitious. He's not like, you know, not super, but more than stitious.
Just a
So,
little
like,
stitious, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very stitious, just not superstitious. So,
Oh,
like,
gosh.
clearly is like, anytime his back is like to that pile of bones over there, he's kind of like, his shoulder a little bit, like moving a little so you can kind of see it some. Which, after, like, you get it, because you're like, yeah, I could see them, like, standing up, and that'd be a problem for everybody. Like,
I don't want to dance with those.
Yeah, you've had to, like, kiss
Oh,
a skeleton before, and, like, that still fucks with you sometimes when you think about it, but, like, he's obviously not okay with it. So eventually you guys are kind of switching spots. Layla seems much more... She doesn't seem to give a fuck about the, like, bones and shit. Like, she had to hide in a pile of gore. So whatever. She's probably over whatever phobia that would have been. But she is much more concerned with the grate itself. Like, she's like making sure nobody steps over close to it. If anybody gets near it, she's like, hey, you know, more this way, kind of deal.
Reasonable.
So with her being like really aware of that, and Roy seems to be keeping his eye on everything else going on around him because he's like kind of paranoid. You're like, you don't really feel like as much, okay, I have to worry about this and this and this thing. Like, okay, they kind of have that. So like, what else can I find, right? For one, you can see some people had misbehaved and scratched things into the mast. You're not a sailor. In fact, this is probably your first time like on a boat proper since you're a mainlander and you haven't really gone anywhere. Like, you may have gotten on one, but you weren't, like, setting sail going anywhere, right?
No, absolutely not.
So you don't necessarily know the etiquette, but you're pretty sure you're not supposed to take a knife to the mast. You're pretty sure you're not supposed to do that. But the sailors obviously have. And you find what are, like, clearly people trying to, like, kind of being funny and having, like, carved little, like, stick figure drawings and things in there of, like, one stick figure kicking another stick figure in the nuts, and what are
Dick
clearly
butts,
some
no!
what are clearly some initials, and, like, little, like, hidden messages and that kind of stuff, right? One of the carvings in here stands out a little more than the others. And oh wait, hold on. I have to retrace my steps here for a second. Eli, have you already kind of told everyone what else you found in the captain's quarters, like about the captain information and like the manifest and all that, or was that
yeah, because that was part of when I was explaining like why the ooze would be on the ship. Because when they were talking about that, and I was like, oh yeah, they had the paperwork, and I kind of shook that, and I talked about that. So we went over that. I didn't like reiterate all of it verbally, but I just want to say like as to cut down on me literally just recapping last session.
Yeah.
I explained all of that when we were going over why the ooze would be here.
Cool. So, yeah, sorry, fuck. Lamia. Lamia, the name I just said 5 seconds ago. You, one set of them definitely stands out. Because you can tell it was somebody like documenting height. And you can actually see, I'm just getting one thing straight here. It is... Okay. So you see... what you're pretty sure is the year, as like, and it's pretty low. It's like less than 2 feet off. It's like right around 2 feet off the ground, right? It's pretty low. You see what marks the year as 418. Current year is 433, by the way, for anyone. 433 AR, age of renewal is AR. So you see 418. And then you see like the height marker of like it's like 2'1" or whatever. And then a name that you'll now recognize since Eli's talked about it. The name Kotega Kulim, which you would know was the captain. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's not 418. It's 408. I did my math wrong.
408, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, date was listed. Sorry.
The wrong one again. Give me like 2 seconds. Let me just make sure.
No worries.
I had to reopen everything, so everything's fucked up.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I said. I understand when you had to do the reboot.
I was like, wait, this is from a month ago. This isn't the right notes.
All the stuffs. I get it.
I'm gonna run. I need coffee when I was using that. So I better go grab that.
Okay. I have the stuff. I have the correct things.
Okay, good deal.
I have found the correct things, so I just have to double check. So that would have been... Sweet. Okay, perfect. That makes way fucking more sense. I was like, but why?
But why?
Okay, so the year... The correct year at the 2'1" or whatever mark is 371.
$371.
And our date that you gave earlier is the correct date.
433 is the current date. That's right.
Yeah.
371 is the first height marker you see. AR.
So it's 62 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. All right.
Yeah, that's forever ago. The next marker is a few inches above that. 373. And then you can kind of tell the name has been sort of short, like it's been much less gracefully carved in, but you can tell it's the same name. Mm-hmm. And then you see 374. You see CPT, like captain abbreviation, and then K Kulim. That last one is... Let me double check. Oh, let me Yeah, I didn't actually roll that. That's what happened. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. Okay, so that last one is only about indicates only about like a person maybe 2'10".
Okay.
So this person either became captain as a child, like a little baby, or
they're like Fen or something.
they're like Fen or Volu.
Okay.
Or a
Lamia. Or did you say
I
what?
thought this was.
They could be.
He said or a kobold.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I said I thought this was documenting the slime, to be honest.
Yeah, no, not Kotega. That's the captain.
No, I know that's
Oh.
the captain, but he could have put his initials that, hey, this is the remark.
No, you or well, maybe Molly thought that, but in character,
Yeah.
like you've seen people do these little height chart things. Not on the mast of a ship, but apparently the fucking captain was the one doing it. Or who would eventually become the captain. But what sticks out is after seeing it a couple of times, that last name, Kulim. You've heard that last name before. It's Han's last name. Hanbarar Kulim is his name. He wasn't Volu, like he was Demi.
Right.
But I
Right.
don't really know much about his family. Like, at all. But they clearly share a family name. Even though this person does not put a hearth or anything, like they write it not in the Ulis way. But in fact, it's written in Thule, so you'll figure this out as you have either Eli or Rahal or somebody who speaks or Sam, anybody who speaks Thule. Well, I'm trying to think like who.
You know, the
yeah,
guy
you're close.
from there.
It'd be you. It'd be Sam. Yeah.
And what's this mean? That's so.
Yeah. Like just shouting it over to him or whatever. Like, hey, it's like shaped like this, and then this thing. Like, it's
Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
it's even in my notes way above there
Yeah.
of Kulan.
Kulim.
I don't remember Han.
Han was the talkative guy that went with you when you first went to Shand, when you were going to the
Chatty
Yeah.
scholared man
Yeah.
from
and
Gurga.
Would
He
you
and
go
his
out to
brother
work
are
for-
librarians.
He turned out to work for the Hellish Modric.
Modric.
Yeah. He
So
was,
we were like, you betrayed us, even though there's no reason to have assumed you would be loyal to us in any way. We were merely sharing a carriage, essentially. But yeah.
he seems to have an understanding of what Modric's about, but also maybe not the same that you guys do. Like after Lamia's like next encounter where that was revealed,
I mean,
he
I
seems
work
to
with
actually
Nestle.
believe in them. You know,
Fucking.
so
I mean,
he seems to actually
work-
believe something, like believe in what they're doing in some capacity, right? And didn't share his main reason for his loyalty other than he is.
Yeah.
But cool. So you find those things, and no items or anything, because there's not like stuff piled up over here or anything like that. It does look like the sail is not like just looking at it. You can see there's a bunch of ropes and like hooks and things still kind of hanging down that look like they should be attached to something. So you don't think this ship is like ready to go right now. In fact, taking a few steps back and like looking at it, okay, yeah, the sail's definitely not fully opened. You think you've seen one fully opened, even when there wasn't wind blowing. This doesn't look like it, so it's gonna need
To be
some
opened.
work that unfortunately none of you know how to do. Hopefully, the unseen servants know how to do that part. You guys aren't sure. You haven't actually commanded them to do things yet,
Mm-hmm.
True.
other than man their stations. You can't see them, so. And then at ease, so they're probably doing whatever.
Chilling.
Yeah, they're mindless, so it's not like they're playing poker or something. They're just standing around, but
That would be kind
Pretty
of
good.
hysterical, though, if it was just floating cards.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's
and
just 'cause
they're
you can't
dumb,
see 'em,
so they wouldn't even
yeah.
be playing it. They would just literally be
No.
holding cards, like putting them down and then shuffling them and then putting
Yeah.
like
It
would
would
just
be
be
like
going
the
through the
performative
motions.
thing, of playing cards, like what they've seen other people do and just mimicking it, where they're like dealing out hands and their nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be pretty
So,
funny. I ain't gonna lie.
right. So yeah, you can tell that, but because you rolled so damn high, you can also see. So there's a crow's nest up there, which is
That's what I was looking for specifically.
there definitely is a crow's nest. It's a hell of a climb, about 60 feet, because they're up there. Now, thankfully, there's enough ropes and things hanging down, and you find that there's little rungs, of course, that go up to make it a pretty easy climb. Now, it's not a full ladder. It's not. Basically, it's a DC 10 climb instead of a DC like 5 or something like it would be for something super properly set. Because you're climbing a mash. It's not like a fucking ladder or whatever. It's meant to be climbed, but it's also sort of not. It's not really like it's not optimized for climbing. We'll say that. But they've made it as easy as they can. There's some rungs and stuff. You could probably do it pretty easily. You're strong, athletic. But one of the things that sticks out as you're like noticing this crow's nest is it looks like some of the ropes and things that are up there have gotten kind of like draped across it or like tangled slightly in some way. And it looks like there is something sort of stuck in those ropes that's sort of hanging precariously, just like off the side of the crow's nest in some of the ropes. And there's like the glint off of your cap of light tells you that there's like a glass of some kind on it, like maybe a spyglass. It's hard to tell. But you're pretty sure, like, if you had just like pulled on a bunch of ropes and dropped the sails, or even if like the wind hit really hard, it'd probably bump that, knock it down, and it would fucking explode, falling 60 feet onto a hard, wooden deck. But you do spot that up there, so you can definitely try to go get it before anything else happens and see if you can save it.
Lamia would.
Okay.
Would try.
Absolutely. All right. Are you still like in armor and everything right now?
Yeah, I haven't taken it off, so
So
technically, yes.
Are you going to climb in your armor, or are you going to take time to take it off?
No, I'll go ahead and climb in my armor because
check?
of my it's a 9 with my armor on.
Okay, then you can easily do it. You literally can't fail unless shit starts like swaying, right? Cool. So then, yeah, you take some time. You finally get up there. I'm not gonna make you roll since your minimum is a 10, which is the DC. So you finally get kind of close to it, and as you get higher and higher up, this is a new experience for Lamia because she's never been on a ship. It gets more and more apparent that I don't remember the scientific name for the effect or whatever, but just you're going further up on like a long extension thing. Those little movements that are happening on the ship are way fucking bigger up here. It feels like you are kind of getting just like tossed from side to side, like really, really far, even though the ship's not buoying that much right now. Occasionally it does if the 8-anks and shit get really rowdy. Oh fuck, they were getting more rowdy. This is gonna suck here in a second.
Oh no.
But you're close. You're close to the thing.
Reminds me of my vertigo.
So at least this time there's a reason for it. So it's not just happening, which is bullshit. But it's because you're way up there. You're near the crow's nest. So in order to properly get into the crow's nest, well, you're gonna need to be able to reach the thing without potentially falling and breaking your head open. That is also a climb check. That is a different DC. It's not just that base 10. It's a hidden DC.
Let me roll that.
3.
You guys mind if I do a luck?
Go for it, please, dude.
Yeah. Hey,
That DC was 16. So,
Oh my gosh, I
yeah.
got what I needed.
You
Thanks.
So, yeah, you managed to get into the crow's nest. It's a little precarious because, like, you're just so not used to everything swaying this much and having to, like, get up there and, like, do all this stuff. Try not to grab any of the ropes or anything, because, you know, if you do, you could send the thing fucking tumbling down, and you're certain it's not gonna last if it falls like that. Now, granted, you are closer to it. You can definitely see it is a spyglass. It looks really, really well made. Like, it's like got this like dark coppery color to it. You're not sure what material that is, but whatever metal it's made of is very cool looking. And you can tell that like the glass part at the end of it is somehow it's still unblemished, like clean, clear. Doesn't look like there's any scratches or anything on it from what you're seeing. It looks like it would be very nice to have. Now that you're in the crow's nest, you can try to get the damn thing. So you can just try to reach out and just sort of like grab it and like kind of pull it back. It's a little bit out of your reach, so you do have to like really lean out there, kind of put yourself at risk slightly, which sucks because of the swaying. You have to try to maintain your balance and then get a hold of this thing without dropping it.
Yeah, give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Did that? No, it did not. Okay. Yeah, Lamia will have to try that.
Okay. Neat. So, for balance,
It's
as we know,
acrobatics.
that is an acrobatics check, yes.
Hmm.
Yep.
Can I take the time to get out of my armor now?
Up in the crow's nest with everything swaying? Yeah, you can. So, yeah, you can spend some time trying to de-equip your armor. It is banded mail, I believe.
Yeah.
Hopefully the ship doesn't rock too much. Just
Pitch the armor out, right? Yeah, that would be horrible. Your super
That wouldn't
awesome
depress me at
magic
all.
armor. Yeah, it would really suck for that to just be at the bottom of this 8 lake.
Oh my gosh! Don't even.
Banded
Seems
mail.
like
Okay.
some-
Don't even.
You do not have help. It's just you. Okay, so yeah, it just takes a minute. No big deal. However, I am still gonna have you make a dexterity check.
Dexterity specific.
Yes. So it's not impeded by your armor. It's just a dexterity check. Just to see if you drop any of the pieces or anything over the side. 16. Keeping the 16. Ability
think
checks
that'll
tend to
be
be
fine.
lower DCs because, yeah.
I think that'll be fine.
So keeping the 16. Yeah, 16's plenty. So you're able to, you take a full minute, maybe even a little bit longer just to be extra careful, getting all the way out of the armor, just in like the undercloth and whatnot from it. Get it like pushed and secured into the corner. Okay, you feel a little bit more limber now. Oh god, this thing keeps fucking swaying. I do need a fortitude save from you though. You spent enough time up here swaying.
Yep.
swine.
Wayne.
But it doesn't matter. You know what? You've had dreams about eating like you've eaten raw chicken. You know,
I have.
You've had like you had a lot of gross shit, and you've been tossed around enough that like your stomach is a little bit too hardy for just a little bit of motion sickness like that to get to you. You still
We
have
almost
it
got sucked into a black hole.
You did. Yeah. You were in a giant plant.
It's true. Oh gosh.
So you do feel a little bit nauseated, just like a little, but not enough to mechanically affect you. You're just like, oh, this sucks, but whatever. You can kind of fight through it for a few seconds to do what you need to do. Stage health sort of thing. Cool. So you're gonna try to reach out. I still need that acrobatics check for balance.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? How many fucking 20s are y'all gonna roll today?
I rolled 3 today.
There have been
I
4
rolled-
natural 20s rolled.
0, but I have also not contributed in the usual department where I contribute, so I'm doing my part. I feel
I'm
like
the one that rolled the 1.
I feel like the freaking meme where everybody's, from Star Troopers. I'm doing my part, and I just go, I didn't do shit, but that's the good thing because that means I didn't mess anything up.
Right?
Oh, Ellie, Lamia does have rope, but I wasn't thinking about actually using it.
Please tell me Lamia has rope, right? Okay, so you're leaning out there. So you've got the balance part. Now it's just getting a hold of this fucking thing without dropping it. I believe for you, you don't have sleight of hand. You don't have disable device or anything that can like help kind of finagle this shit. I believe that's just going to be a straight dex.
All right.
Well, that's a total of 4. I'm assuming you don't want to keep that.
I mean, I can't. I don't have the fortunate fate.
You don't, but you have luck. That's up to
Yeah,
them if they want you to fortunate fate or not.
Well, I have a fortunate fate.
You and Panda have
Yeah,
one.
there's 2 people that have fortunate fates.
I was not aware of that.
It has been a week.
But yeah, I was gonna roll luck.
Yeah.
We'll wait to see if they do things. Or...
Oh.
She's like
Sorry.
60 feet in the
Is
air.
this
I
still
can't really
a
help
fucking D4? It's not just a 4, right?
It's not just a 4.
It says D4.
We've been-
What the actual fuck?
Gangbuster in our rolls.
Are you shitting me right now? Lamia has rolled 3 natural 20s and 3 4s on luck.
Wow.
That's fucking wild.
That is
It
wild.
is.
Anyway, are
I
either of you
concur.
contributing a fortunate fate?
I think Panda said he was. Did I hear that correctly?
I said I didn't know I had one, so
Oh.
yeah. Well,
That's what you said. I thought you said yes, I am.
I
I
mean,
mean,
That's up to y'all. I ain't giving you shit for it.
Yeah.
She's sitting at an 8.
I'm just saying, just shitting it off the pot, so I know what I'm supposed to do.
So there's only a small chance of doing worse.
Yeah. She's not far enough. She's not close enough for me to be able to help her out. And the normal saving throw or
It's not a
whatever
save either.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. But you know,
But yeah, she's 60 feet up, so
when she hits the ground, I can help her. Okay, that's better.
Thank you, Panda.
when she hits the ground, yes. Let me get
Yeah,
there. There it
that's
goes.
so much better, buddy.
Hold on. I can't get rid of that one. Okay, I'll do it later. Jeez. Okay, so that's a lot better. It's 8 higher, so it's 16.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. So, you get it without issue. You're able to get it kind of untangled and finally pull it back over. You now have this spyglass. Feels like kind of smooth to the touch. It's very cool because it's been up here. You're just swaying in the mist for a while. But you got a hold of it.
Can I put it in my backpack?
All right, so you put it in your bag, and then are you gonna put your armor back on?
Yep.
Okay. Get your armor back on. Give me another fortitude save.
Yep. Hey, there's another one.
That is a natural one.
The only thing I can think of when she.
I'm assuming I'm assuming Dave is not going to use his fortunate fate on this.
And that's fair.
I think I'm gonna hold it just in case.
All right. Okay. So Lamia, you are sickened.
Sickened. Let me put
Yes.
that on.
If this had been the second one, you would have been nauseated and not in a good place to climb down. Now that you're sickened, I do have to have you roll the climb checks to get down, because now you can technically fail.
Yep. Wait, what the hell? Let me refresh because I think. Oh, right, I didn't put my armor back on. That's why. All right, let me roll the climb check. Actually, can I tie my backpack to a rope and like put it in, like levy it down?
Yeah, if you want to, you can. You can. It's going to take time, and you're already feeling not too good.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good, but I also want to make sure my stuff gets down to the ground where people can get it.
I'm
Instead of
not
I
arguing
fall
the
and-
logic of it. I'm saying you're already starting to feel sick from being up here.
Yeah.
So you
I would
make
say-
that choice in character however you like. If you think that's what you do, I'm not going to argue against it. Just wanted to add that detail.
I, who has experienced this personally, yeah, no, I'd try and get the fuck down. You're right.
Okay, so in that case, you don't have to roll another fortitude save right now. You just need the climb checks. It's going to take 3 of them to get the full distance.
Okay, that's one.
That's 1.
That's 3 ones.
As
I'm gonna roll luck.
Yep. You
Good
almost.
grief.
That's what you needed. you almost squish a snail on your way down. It wasn't there before. Panda, what's this snail look like?
It has a. So the shell, you know how birchwood kind of has like the flaky bark on it? It kind of looks like that. And it's the same coloration as well, but like the underneath the white flaky parts, it's a like deep gray, like almost like a sun bleached wood almost. And the body, the fleshy bits, it's going to be almost like a translucent brown. Like you can almost like see into it.
Okay.
Because I looked at my coffee, and that's the thing that I thought.
All right, latte snail. Cool. Yeah, you almost squish that going down, so you try to like avoid it really quickly, and your foot slips, and you like barely catch yourself on, excuse me, like one of the little rungs there. Catch your breath, and then you continue your climb down. So I still need 2 more. You have to succeed.
2 more. Oh,
Yeah, if you fail,
Another
you don't make
one.
any progress.
there we go. Okay, I'm gonna do another luck, guys.
All right. Good luck.
All right, you get to decide what snail you avoid. Literally moments later.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't squish that snail. Oh.
Oh
Exactly.
My God.
What is
This one's
feast
just
and
a
famine going on as well?
brown shell, brown body, almost the color of the rope.
The dark
Brown,
brown shell, light brown body.
Yeah.
All right, very regular snail for once.
Except it's a murder snail. It's chasing that other one.
Murder.
Yeah, so you immediately almost
Birch
fucking
snail owes it
crush this
money.
other one. Barely miss it. Totally miss that rung. And like for a second, you're just hanging on by like the one hand as you like feel the ship sway again really hard. So you're kind of like you can now tell like what direction is definitely up and down. So like mast is like this, and you kind of hang off this way a little bit as it dips, and then it finally starts coming back. You get your feet set again. Fortitude save. Ah, okay. You get your feet set again, and for a second, like you close your eyes and you realize that was a mistake.
Yeah?
You close your eyes for a second, and it sways really hard. You're like, nope, I need something to tell me I'm not moving. So you're like you look straight up at like the mast and stuff, so you kind of get this point of reference where you can see like the seal, like the ceiling of the cave you're in and everything, and like actually properly track like where you are in the space for a minute there. And you kind of feel the nausea sort of rise up for a second, and you fight it back down, and then continue on. Try not to think about the fact that you're not even halfway yet. So,
Oh no.
Yep, I
Go
still
ahead
need to
with the
roll
athletics.
2 more.
and I'm gonna tell you, every time you fail, it'll be worse because the DC is a little bit higher.
I failed twice. I know the DC is 10, so
You still make progress on a 13. You're good
Okay.
there. I'll just tell you. Because, yeah, the other ones were not outright failures. They were just low enough that there was an additional effect. Cool. So you
right.
make that one, and then you need one more to get all the way down with no issues. Nice. Yeah. Make it all the way down. You can see that, like, Roy and Layla are both down there, like, basically, like, can we even catch her if she falls from there?
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah.
there's like a couple moments where you're like, if you fell, you were going straight in the drink. Like, there was no, you just missed the boat. But you can see as you're getting down there, the rest of you probably notice that you're all busy with your own shit. You probably don't even really notice what was going on until they start, like, cheering. They're like, yeah, hell yeah, you did it! What was up there? What'd you get? And, like, they're all, like, excited and animated about it. And then by that time, you guys are, like, finishing up your searches to come over and regroup.
Yeah.
Lamia takes off her backpack and then puts it to the side and then basically cuddles against the wood of the mast just to be on the ground. I mean, the ground.
Ground level.
So she's, like, getting into the fetal
gosh.
position. You guys know,
Mhm.
fucking the episode of this episode of SpongeBob where Squidward goes to the future and it
Yes.
just curls up.
Future!
Exactly. I'm imagining that, except she's just doing the curl, and then
Oh
like
my
there's two
goodness.
other people who are like dirty and injured, but are like shaking her and be like, "Yeah, that was awesome." She's just curled up in a ball.
Oh no.
That's what you guys walk up to. But anyway, so yeah, you guys regroup. And I guess take it away. Group.
Sam, there's a nice spyglass in my backpack. It might be magic. I don't know. Eli, you can check that out.
Cool.
There's markings of the captain, I assuming as he was growing up, right over here. I'm just gonna be on the ground now.
Like, I'm just gonna lay here. Okay. I just take the spyglass. Do you need like something? Just completely unprepared. You know?
Everything's spinning. Can you fix the spinning? I don't think you can, Eli.
I mean,
whisper.
I can make you hallucinate or hallucinate that you're not spinning. I don't know if that'll help though.
Eli, just for fun, roll me a heal check. I know Sam is gonna do it in a second, but
Oh no.
oh no, okay. Sam may not do it in a second. 12, okay. Yeah, you know enough to know that you don't know how to help her.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, oh.
I'll just tell you, if you roll really low, it'll be like, dude, the solution is spinning? That's easy. You just spin the opposite direction.
Yes, that would be so good. You're like, which way are you spinning? Hold on, and spin. It's just
I
like,
swear that works.
It does for normal. For if you spun yourself dizzy, it absolutely works. But
I was just saying,
Not for vertigo.
The spinny merry-go-round things, and you spun and spun and spun, and you go one direction, and then when you get off, you're gonna walk in a circle in the way that you spun. So if you spin yourself super hard the other way, you're gonna do the teeter walk, but you're at least not gonna do the circle walk.
yeah, so
Sam is gonna lean over to Eli and just be like, she does know that both you and I can like do stuff to climb really well, right?
Shrug.
All right. Just like you got the monkey thing, I got the
Yeah,
gloves.
I do have a spell that allows me to do that.
Both of us could have done that way easier.
Yeah.
You were busy!
But you were busy, and to be fair for her, I didn't point that out because of the fact that like she didn't know it was gonna get terrible when she got up that high.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I've got this fancy spyglass she found. I've also got the spyglass that I found inside the captain's quarters, and I'm gonna pull them both out real quick and like compare them.
You compare them. Okay,
Are
the
they
one she
similar
found
lengths?
is definitely better. Like you just looking at the make
cool.
of it, it's like
Yeah.
this one's cool. This one is like okay, no, there's something to this other one, for sure. In fact, now that you're looking at it, and you know she's not climbing and whatnot, you can definitely see there appear to be some kind of small like etchings and things around it. They don't match any of the languages you know. They may be magical descriptions.
Ooh. Neat.
Excuse me. So I'm assuming you're going to try to identify it.
Yeah.
Right, so first cast Detect Magic just for good habits.
Of course. Boop for habits.
And then give me Knowledge Arcana.
Boop.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you definitely identify that this has an aura of divination. The strength is faint, but still means it's magical for sure. And then a spellcraft to try to identify the actual effects.
Got it. Badoop.
Nice. 19. Okay. Keeping the 19?
Yeah, I will indeed keep the 19.
Okay, just enough. So, you believe this is a Farglass, which is indeed a spyglass. You actually are pretty sure your master has one. You don't think he ever needed it, but you think he has one because you remember seeing one that kind of looked. It was a slightly different design, but you remember like the placement of the inscriptions and stuff on there were pretty similar. The way the lens looked, this like this crystal that it's made of, and you know even the metal, the material is brass. It's brass is what it's made out of. That's even similar. So they function as a normal spyglass for one, which allows clear vision to the horizon, up to 3 miles away from sea level. That's a normal spyglass. But from atop a typical crow's nest or a tall enough tower, 60 feet or higher, this vision extends over 10 miles. So it can go much further than a normal spyglass. Also, once per day, the user of a Farglass can activate a clairaudience effect upon any location seen through the Farglass's lens. As long as the location is kept in sight through the lens, the clairaudience/clairvoyance sensor can move with the location. This effect lasts up to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So effectively, once per day, like whatever you're looking at, you can either hear in that area that you're looking at, or you can actually get a divination sensor in the area to be able to look kind of around and get more details of that area with this spyglass. Which could be as much as 10 miles away if you're in the crow's nest. Would have been really fun if you dropped it and it fell in the water, huh?
I think so.
It's a magic item, so it wouldn't have broke on impact. It would have just bounced.
Yeah, we don't need that or anything for our potential voyage.
Do you have a boop for this one, or do I need to make sure to write it down? Thank you, because I was writing and then I realized if you have a boop, I'm wasting writing time.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will just transfer that to my sheet.
Put the stats here as well. Nope, wrong place. So people can look if they like. Alright, cool. Cool, so you find that. You're able to ID it. So now you guys know that is actually a very useful item.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's awesome.
For being on a ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, anything else? I mean, yeah, I was going to say anything else you guys want to discuss, but obviously you still got to figure out what you're going to do or how you're going to approach it.
Right. So we've got all this like kind of stuff that we can use to maybe control or corral the use. I don't know if this alkali stuff is enough to like neutralize it completely or some of the other stuff we found, but it's definitely, we might be able to herd it into some kind of containment. It was 6 of the vials of the alkali stuff. 12, okay. 12. So yeah, like there's obviously a lot of this stuff, but there's also a ton of ooze in the deck. So I'm not
while you're
sure.
Good.
Oh, I was just showing which one.
While you've been talking, Sam has had one of the tar bombs, and he has just been like doing like a back and forth between his hands with it.
Mm-hmm.
He has put it back, and now his hands have tar on them. So he's trying to uncork one of the things of alcohol to clean his hands off. He's like, I found some alcohol too.
Right, so we've got alcohol, tar bombs, alkali stuff.
I got a rope too that acted like a snake. I think it's dead now though.
Yes, a snake rope.
I think it's a regular rope now. Also, I don't think we want to use the tar bombs on our own ship. I think that would be bad.
I entirely concur. Setting fire to our ship is something I absolutely do not want to do. We've also got these sun-dried lantern lemon thingies if we need to be bright. For some reason.
I could, if I eat one of those, maybe I could think of a better solution to this.
Yes. Apparently, they don't affect your ability to do wordplay in the slightest.
While you guys plan and
you mean the
RP,
other
I'll
type
let
of
my
brag.
dog out.
Yes. Gotcha. Let the Harley boy. Okay, so right.
I got the alcohol. They also don't like alcohol, and you got the stuff specifically made for it.
Right. But
maybe
I guess I don't know how much we need for the amount we're dealing with. Like, I feel like if we just all dump it all down the grate, hope, cross fingers and hope for the best, it's probably not going to do what we want.
No, I do like your plan of using the shadow thing on the wall that you talked about.
Right, to try and like contain it for a bit.
Yeah, and maybe some of this alcohol or some of the alkaline can help persuade it to go in there.
Has anyone gone downstairs?
No.
No.
See...
I like how both of us said that at the same time.
Not trying to be mean. It's just both of us
No, yeah.
Hell no.
No, that's a sick Labia asking that question because she's thinking of like, well, if we want to trap it, we kind of need to know like the layout of what it looks like downstairs kind of thing. And so that's why she asked that question.
I mean, that makes sense, but we just definitely didn't do that. We both were like, there's a lot. We looked, we saw how much ooze was in there, and we went, nope.
It went like up, and it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, we, once it kind of like snapped at us when we were just checking out the like grate, we decided it'd be best to avoid it until we had some sort of way to deal with it. And I mean, at least we have some things to potentially keep it back or harm it now. I've also got this wand of fire pyrotechnics, so I can do the fireworks part, which makes big lights. Doesn't like light, so that might be helpful.
I don't know, like maybe you could just. It's smart. That's the issue.
It is smart, but it's not so smart that we can't, trick it. And maybe we can use the fact that it's smart against it. Right?
Maybe. Because I'm thinking like maybe. We're obviously wanting to kill it, correct?
I mean, yeah. If we can't kill it, though, we want to find a way to contain it again.
Yeah.
If it's not possible. But I think the preference is to eradicate it, since it is malicious and obviously spreading at a scary rate, and has an incredibly negative effect on fresh water, which is, an incredibly precious resource that we should do everything we can to possibly protect. Because fresh water is invaluable and there's not enough of it.
Well,
this ship's pretty old.
Yeah, it's like 60-something, like the
Yeah.
captain's log thinks it's like 60-something years.
is it? I mean, is that old for a boat?
I don't know about for a boat, but for a boat that's been sitting in an
That's true.
area alone, it certainly is like unattended.
Well, we don't know how
Kife,
long. Yeah.
I spoke to Kife and he said it's been a long time, a lot of sleeps. He could have been here for 50 years almost.
The marks from the captain say these came here. I mean, that he started making the marks at 371.
Right. Which is a long time ago. That's what I'm saying. And then, the boat is obviously probably older than that, or maybe not. Maybe that's the inauguration of the boat, but so we know it's at least from that long. And let's just assume that we'll go here at the high mark, right? And that Kife came on board then. Kife's still been on this boat an incredibly long time, and Kife said it's been marooned for many, 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 many sleeps. There's like a ridiculous amount of hash marks in the captain's quarters of Kife keeping track of how long they've been here. So, here, marooned here, not just on the water, just in general. So, I don't know how old boats traditionally are, but I do know that boats aren't supposed to sit still with a giant ooze in them for 30 years. But yeah, so we know kind of what we're dealing with here, but we don't know really the true size of it. So maybe we do need to go try and get a grasp on how big this thing is, but we got to be careful because, like Sam said, it is smart enough to try and lay a trap for us. So we need to figure out obviously buddy system stuff, but we need to figure out what kind of size area we're dealing with here, and if there is an area we could potentially try and lure it into if we are going to try and trap it in the Shadow Haven for a bit, and then how we're going to keep it from exiting the Shadow Haven, because I can't just close it, right? It's not a door. It's an entrance and an exit. It's open, so we have to find something that will prevent it from just leaving.
I mean, I found a bunch of fabric. Were any of those cloth pieces big enough to cover? I don't know what size hole was it.
It's just 5 foot by 5 foot, basically.
No, nothing that big.
I mean, even if we cover it,
okay.
It could, in theory, just break through that covering, right? Because it is acidic. It might take it a little while, but it still could.
I was going to coat it in alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
With fabric, I suppose that does make sense. Dousing it in alcohol, which is
it would dry out eventually, but it would give us a little bit of time.
Right. Okay.
You have enough fabric to do it. It's just not one piece that's big enough to do that.
Okay. I get where you're coming from. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm smelling what you're stepping in there, bud.
I mean, we could also there's other things we could use for alcohol and whatnot for, but
Did Kife say anything about the ooze at all?
Just that I think it was taking up most of the deck, and that
The what?
they were avoiding it. The deck. and they were avoiding it.
Yeah, that's what
I
happens
mean, I
when you don't
suppose I can
pick out
go
your
ask
deck.
some questions, but
Like, do you think if the ooze ever saw him at all, like
don't
after it
know.
was broken containment, or while they were listing its growth and such from the examination that the captain log speaks of?
I mean, I could ask. Like I said, I don't really know. Also, Rahola, can ooze see? They can't see, right? How do they feel? How do they perceive us? Because that is an important question if we're going to try and like sneak around it. Because they don't see, they don't have eyes, right?
They do not have eyes, no. It's not a visual sense, anything like that. We call it blind sense.
Okay.
At least in my studies. It's... something that may categorize itself as blind sense would be like echolocation or something, in the sense where you detect without sight or normal auditory levels of perception. In their case, I don't really know how to explain it, but that they can absolutely place things, like the location of things that move, detect, the difference between an animate creature or a stationary object and the like. They can differentiate, but it's just not visual. It's very difficult to evade the detection of a creature like that.
Right, okay.
But they won't know you by your features unless they're extreme.
Alright, so that makes sense. Okay. How do we trick blind sense then? That's the question. Or can we? Or how do we lure something with blind sense? We make noise, vibrations. Those are the kind of things it's going to tend to stick to.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, strong vibrations, I'm certain, can get its attention, but movement generally, and then of course, it doesn't like the feel of light on it. It can obviously detect that and light sources.
Right.
So it will generally move away from those, and it will move toward what it perceives as food.
Okay. Great.
It's smart enough to have I'm sure it has an instinct of survival in it, right? So I imagine it's going to put safety above its hunger. So I think it will try to avoid the light more than it will try to attack what it thinks is food, unless it can find a way around and sort of kill two birds with one stone, as much as I don't want to use that terminology.
Okay. So it doesn't like the light on its skin, and it doesn't particularly recognize individuals. So we should be able to figure out a way to herd it, so to speak, if we are trying to fit it into the Shadow Haven, and it won't recognize us as individuals, so it won't necessarily know that like I'm generating the Shadow Haven, so it won't just know to try and eat me or anything specifically. Probably. Can they sense magic? Do we know that?
Not that I know of. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Oh. A bit sketchy then. Okay, so if we can at least just trap it for a little while in that area, maybe we can get down there, search some stuff again, sail this ship out of here in the morning, and then figure out a way to actually get rid of it. But do we know a way to determine like how much of this alkali solution we'll need, or how much alcohol it would take to dissolve it? I'm not a science person. I don't understand like how stuff is absorbed or diluted or any of those things. I just know if you pour liquid into liquid, it's all liquid.
No, not at all. We don't even know how big it really is.
Okay. So it doesn't like light, right? But is that just natural light, or would like Lamia's cap of light work?
I mean, this, as far as I can tell, the reason it hasn't come out here is because there's enough light. I mean,
Okay.
why else would it stay below?
That does make sense. All right. So in that case, if we've got lanterns, cap of light, and you can cast light, right? I look at her.
She's currently glowing.
I remembered that. So we could use that.
I mean, you said something about those lemons as well, right?
Right, those can make us glow. But I was thinking we could cast light on objects so that if it does lash out at the source of light, it's not necessarily going to just smack us with a pseudopod.
Pseudopod.
I'd prefer not to be slammed by a pseudopod at the moment. Or really any moment for that matter. I can't think of a single time in my entire existence when I thought that would be fun.
No one could really go for.
Not me looking at my spells. Don't want another raft situation here.
I love being a fighter. I don't have to look up stuff unless I'm carrying stuff, which I'm not really carrying much.
Well, unfortunately for me, 99.99% of the things I know are about getting out of light or extinguishing light in an area or utilizing darkness in an area. So this is really just not my wheelhouse in the slightest.
I mean, you have tons of sources of light at this point.
Yes, we do have that. But
I
I just mean, like, I'm used to making shadows and hiding inside those shadows. It is very strange for me to be the one standing where all of the bright light is. I'm also used to evading detection by tricking people's eyes, and this thing doesn't have those. I don't like it. I can't sneak the ways I sneak.
It's goo.
So, yeah.
Well, the other question is, are you going to try to do this now? Because I will tell you, in character, you guys are beginning to flag. Right? It's been a
would
bit
like
of a day.
to sleep first, for sure. And then also, sleeping might give Sam a chance to pray for Mr. Gaia's guidance and maybe some particular things that could help us out.
True. Well, I have great news. The captain's quarters are the only quarters on this floor. So,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm
granted-
going to be sleeping surrounded by light.
Lamia
light
is not
sources.
even going anywhere. She's sleeping on on the top of the deck.
Like, you can all fit in there. Let's be clear. You can all fit in the captain's quarters. It's going to be a little squiffed, right? But you can all fit in there. It's fucking huge.
Yeah. We've got space. I mean, dibs on the chair. I already said that, I think. I'm sleeping in that cushy chair.
Yeah.
Lamia doesn't want to move. That's why she's sleeping where she is.
You're on a wet floor in the middle of a foggy area surrounded by 8-anks.
Yep.
Yeah, everything sucks.
And bones.
I'm going to go sleep in that chair. Yeah.
I don't think she would want to sleep out there on the deck. As bad as she feels.
I say that we definitely put some light sources out by the door and stuff, just to have, just in case. Probably sleep with the light on in the room as well, and then we can all just kind of find a place, plop down, and hopefully get a decent night's rest.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that sleeping with the light on is actually really bad for you.
Oh, that's fine, but sleeping inside of a gigantic ooze is significantly worse for you than sleeping with the light on.
You wouldn't be sleeping inside the ooze.
I mean, you would be until
You'd
it
be
starts
dying.
digesting you. You
Yeah.
can
You'd
die
be
and sleep
dead.
at the same time.
We're sleeping in the fucking room.
You can sleep and die at the same time.
Yeah.
entirely possible. Anyways,
Look, you don't have to sleep outside anymore because of your religious beliefs, is what I'm going to call them in our current company. So we're all just going to find a spot. We're not going to sleep too close to the bed because of an individual. Have we told everybody about that?
Yeah, you are all grouped up when that started getting talked about. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just like
that's
us
how they knew to
everybody.
like. That's why Layla was like, "Look, I've been in this bullshit this whole time, and near him, I'll carry him." And then you were the other person because you were immune at the time.
Yeah.
You're just you guys aren't sure how long it's going to be for onset for everybody else who actually is infected.
Yeah.
Could be 6 days.
Tomorrow. No.
Could be tomorrow. Yeah. I know what I rolled.
Let us go to sleep.
Yeah.
So you all pile into the captain's quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
We should still have some kind of watch cycle set up. Just FYI.
Like normal.
Yep. But I mean, now that we have excess people, we can kind of split the duties or double up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had a watch cycle before with these guys too.
So,
Okay. So you guys still keep watch. But do you all pile into the captain's quarters or no? I guess
Yes.
it sounded like Panda had a objection.
No. Sam was thinking of. There's a lot of rope. I wonder if I could like not hang myself.
Make
Have
yourself a
something-
hammock.
you're trying to
Yeah,
build a
something.
hammock.
Yeah. Because I'm me. And Sam's like, I don't have to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
I can sleep on this thing that like.
But it
it's-
might be really uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and you're going to be doing this.
Yeah. Which technically would be like would be gyroscopically stabilized in
You're
theory, or
getting
whatever.
rocked like a baby.
Yeah.
Anyways,
The ship would
you
move,
would,
I would say.
yeah, I was gonna say, assuming the thing you're attached to isn't getting jostled, which it would be. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'll go in there. Okay. Let me see. So there's still there are all the papers and other manifests and whatnot in there.
Sam will keep some of the alcohol nearby, just in case the slime does get a little close, or ooze. That is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Rahala is, especially as the light's still on, she's kind of staying up and just going over a bunch of the papers and whatnot. I don't know if anybody's like, Rahala, go to fuck to sleep, like, or what.
No,
but-
I've wrapped myself inside of my Stygian trapping and basically shrouded myself magically in shadow and am just going to sleep. You know, it's the shadow sorcerer equivalent of pulling your hat over your face to go to bed. It's like darkness.
Yeah. Okay. So you're curled up in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
I still like. Sorry, I was thinking of the guard helmet that Sam wore for a while,
Oh.
and just turning it.
Right.
So the eye holes aren't in the front.
It's my sleep mask. Sweet.
Right. So.
Uh,
Oh shit. Okay. Cool. So
yeah.
no,
So it sounds
nothing
like
else
Eli's
while you
going to
guys
bed
are resting.
I'll do first watch, I guess.
Okay. Other than
Unless we
watches
need to be
posted,
up
no
on-
other RP or anything.
No, I'm just going to sleep. I will whisper to where I assume Kipe is under the bed and just be like, you know, hey, we're gonna be in here for a bit. Just chill low. I'll get you some breakfast in the morning. I'll also oops a ration under the bed. I'll go oops loudly and kick it under, like looking at everybody because it's obvious stagecraft.
You can't waste those. I'm gonna run out sooner or later.
Before you hit the S in oops, you hear a crunch. It's not very loud. Like, your word actually masks it if you weren't like right next to it.
That's funny though.
Okay. So yeah, he obviously ate it because no dinner happened. So he's just like, fuck. But anyway, so he eats that. You guys go to sleep. I am trying to find a thing that is no longer up. Nope, wrong one.
I'm getting sleepy IRL.
Oh, God damn it. Hold on. Let me sigh. Oh, here we go.
Gosh.
Bingo. Okay. Okay. So, you guys sleep. Those are your normal watches. Okay, I need a perception check from... Damn it, Sam.
Sorry, I found a spell called Dancing Lantern. You can animate a lantern to follow you. Shoulder height remains 5 feet of you. Blah blah blah. Cannot support extra weight. Illuminates its normal area even if it does not have oil in it. Which is neat.
I have seen that used recently, actually.
But yes, you asked for a perception.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so when you're doing your watch, are you just like staying right outside the captain's quarters, or are you like actually patrolling around? Like, how are you actually doing it?
Don't make me think about my actual security guard job. So probably what I would be doing. Somebody else is with me, right?
Yeah, we'll say
Or am I doing this
it's
alone?
probably Hattie, because
Okay.
you're
Uh,
the dummy rule that's been established.
Yeah. Sam will probably be going just kind of like left and to each side of the boat and kind of checking each side. He probably won't be going towards the front or in the back.
Okay.
Just keep an eye out that way.
Let me just pile everybody else over where they are. Everybody else is in here. It's been in there. Ami is in there. Cool. Alright, you got a 26. Okay, so as you're kind of like walking over to the edge, you kind of look out and you're able to see where the beach area is. All the little like lights and stuff over there. Like nothing really going on. It's kind of nice to look over where an area is lit. Occasionally, other than the light coming out from under the captain's quarters door. Assuming you don't make a light source yourself or anything like that. You gotta do it just sort of like change up where you're looking a little bit so your eyes don't get quite as tired. And you can tell that by that time Hattie's obviously also getting pretty tired. She didn't even sleep super well before, so she's not struggling, but she's obviously a little bit drowsy. But as you're like kind of looking out there, you hear like you definitely hear a creak that seems a little out of place. So you glance back and you see that Hattie is like walking the other direction to go look at the other side of the boat. And at first you're like, okay, it's probably just she might have stepped weird or something, or almost tripped over something. You almost miss it, but you notice that the smaller door down into the main deck is open. You're pretty sure that was the creak you heard. And as you're watching it, before you've like got a chance to say something, you see this black pseudopod coming out of the door. Seems like it's reaching towards Hattie. Like right as she's kind of moving past it, it starts like flooding over that way. It doesn't seem to make a noise at all.
Yep. Thing of alcohol. It's the reason I had it.
You don't have it readied as like
Oh,
a
do
ready
I not?
action.
Okay.
You have it, but like you don't have
Yeah.
it as like a ready
Okay,
action
okay.
to throw it. Right? Like that'd be crazy. This is
Yeah.
more of like immediately. Like I imagine you're taking it out, but do you have like say anything or?
Yeah, I'm a holler at Addie, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna yell up the stairs.
Okay,
Move.
She like notices, like turns, sees the thing, kind of shrieks, and you pass your perception check, which is really all I needed. So like she runs off a little bit. You can see it like it lunge out slightly and like kind of slap around a few times before just like sucking back down, and the door like it kind of hits the door slightly and closes. You kind of also pick up that, remember how it described the fog seems to like condense and then it like disperse a bit, so it gets harder to see, then it gets a little bit easier just like over time. It was very, very condensed when that happened. It's only because you're still relatively close that you were able to see it even though it was really foggy. So it seems like because that blocks enough of that ambient light coming from the dancing lights and everything that then it feels a little bit more secure reaching out. Maybe not coming all the way out, but definitely reaching out. And it looked like that thing had a pretty fucking long reach.
Mm-hmm.
Hattie curses in what you think is Rowan. When she comes back down the stairs, she has the axe in hand, like ready. Stupid thing.
Yeah. You said the gallon of alcohol was in several denominations, for lack of a better term.
I'll say it's in 5 containers total.
Okay. I'm gonna hand her one of those for the rest of the shift.
She goes and just pushes like a heavy crate up against the door. They're trying to be sneaky now, fucker.
We'll probably move that, but yeah, if it grabs you, that's something you can probably dump on yourself and or it to get it to let go.
I just wanted to make more noise this time, so at least I know. Thank you.
Yeah. I guess we could have got those nails. We could just nail that sucker shut. You could probably bust it up, but I also don't want to be hammering while everybody's sleeping. That's something for tomorrow. That's tomorrow's job.
Yeah, plus we don't know what it's like down there. We might want both exits open.
It's true.
Thanks. I probably would have been dead. That is everything.
No, you...
Be on the edge of dying. Like, everything that happens. You make one little mistake, and you're dead. It's not fair.
I mean... I think that's how it is for most things in nature. You don't get a lot of chances to survive. It's either kill or be killed a lot.
Well, sure, which I would feel less annoyed if it was about the nature thing. But remember, you said that the Fen guy is the one that made that thing. Somebody made it. It's not even natural. Why does it eat so damn much? I think I hate slime. Or ooze, or whatever it is.
I kind of want one. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do with it. I don't know. It just seems like useful. I don't know. Rahala said I should get a gelatinous cube. I'm not sure what that is either. I don't think we've encountered one yet.
You have.
We have? Okay.
You ran from one.
Loose.
It was in the, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit, that's a long time ago.
Long ago.
Yeah.
So long ago.
Yeah,
when Lamia first got her found religion, as you phrased it earlier.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude, I forgot all about that dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You found that crazy old man. There was the door, the nope door.
Yeah, the nope door that I still
Hello?
refuse to open. Yeah, regardless of what anybody says. I'm
Hello?
just like, listen,
Hello?
I may have the dangerously curious player trait, but I do not have the stupid trait.
Hello? Yeah. I mean, like, I knew this guy who had one as a pet. It's like, now remembering that. Yeah.
You just passed the time talking about that now.
Yeah. Keep an eye out still.
Okay.
You all right though? Sorry.
Oh, you're good. And she says, "Yeah, I'm okay now that I didn't get oozed. Ugh. Don't want to get slimy doom or any of that stuff.
I'd spin the spell on you to make you feel better.
Yeah, I hope so. You do that for strangers. Why wouldn't you do it for me?
Yeah, because you know better.
Question is, if people would still stick around if I started turning all gooey and slimy and oozing all over the place.
I'd get a really big jar and keep you in it.
I don't want to be in a jar. What
Okay,
the
yeah,
hell,
Boz.
Sam? What kind of thing is that to say to a person? Did you say a box?
I said a vase. Vase.
A
A
I'll put you in a
vase.
A
vase.
vase.
I'm going to get a really big vase and put you in it, and I'm not going to let you out, and then we'll see how you like it. Nope, I want to be a free... If I turn into a goo slime, I want to be a free goo slime. At least unless I start eating people. And you know what? Even if I start eating people, I should get a pass at least a few times, because I don't think you guys would have kicked Lamia out if she had eaten somebody. You guys would have understood, right? You'd have been like, don't do that
I
again.
mean, I gave her permission to eat me if I died. So
Oh, I don't want to eat
I'd
that.
feed you like, I'd cook you meals and like feed you stuff.
Okay. What kind of
You
stuff?
get like boiled eggs and like I'd fry some eggs, mostly eggs because I got the chickens.
Mostly eggs.
yeah,
just
the
keep saying
chickens.
eggs.
Old eggs, fried eggs.
Eggs.
Egg fried rice. Anyway,
An egg fried this rice? No,
Oh my gosh.
no.
okay, eggs are pretty good. Okay, I accept that. That's better than putting me in a jar. Can't believe you.
It's a big jar.
It's a big jar.
Does it have... Well, what am I gonna do in a jar for fun?
I keep you on like the window seal so you could look outside.
And all the stuff I can't do anymore?
Yeah. No, Sam's me is debating if I want to like try and hold her hand and be nice to her, or like something romantical.
That's up to you or Sam.
Yeah,
Romantical.
it seems like a weird time to do that, so not. I
So
don't
you
think I will.
just chat. That's fine.
Yeah.
She's just gonna find a way to turn whatever you say back on you. I'm just put that out there. That whole line of questioning was a trap.
It's a trap.
And I'd feed sorry, what's her fucking name? The leader of Modric. What's her face?
Tressa Dorat.
Tressa. Yeah. And I'd put you in a well and I'd just like throw her in there and you could dissolve her.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't actually get mad at you. It's just obvious. Obviously, this was the line of question. Just don't keep you constantly on the back foot, and you just have to keep coming up with new solutions.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Sam is adapted up at this, that when he does say something that she's like, what the fuck? He's like, oh, or this other thing. Instead of dwelling on it, he just goes to the next thing.
Yeah.
So, you guys...
Instead of this hole I'm digging, I'm going to move to a different hole and dig that one instead.
There's not a hole over here, so we'll just use this plot of ground.
Big ol' hole.
Yeah, that old one, man. That old one sucks. I don't know what that hole came from, but...
Big ol' hole.
Okay, that works. You're able to take her mind off it. She was actually kind of shook up.
Yeah.
And I imagine you tell whoever's next, hey, the fucking thing, open the door, now there's a box in front of it, here's some alcohol, if it gets rowdy.
Yeah, if the mist starts getting thick, that's when you need to watch out.
Cool. That gets passed forward. There's no other incidents that night.
Yeah.
Cool. So, next morning comes around. Rahala is clearly exhausted. She had a small stack of like the parchment and stuff from that chest over there whenever you guys are all going to sleep. In the morning, she has essentially every paper that you're pretty sure is in the room is like piled over there near her. It's pretty much stacked neatly for the most part. And she's like flipping through like a small, like leather bound journal thing that you guys hadn't had time to examine. When everybody starts to get up, she's like, "Oh, fuck! Is it morning?"
I'd say it is, Rahala.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I got absorbed reading all this. I did find out a few things. There is something else that was being transported on this ship that I think is actually pretty important.
Hi.
Well, not important for us, but in general, historically, a statue. They had found a. They found some sort of.
Sorry.
No. I feel like takes a second. But she's like, no, not like a giant one like those that you were talking about, like a regular person-sized one. It's very detailed.
God,
The face was entirely smooth, like featureless.
Okay.
Okay.
There was a, I think it was actually from pre-desolate times. There were these places that would be trapped with a like a fountain with a mirror. I can't remember the exact setup, but there's this specific trap created by the Naga, which were a dominant species in the Al-Sani Caliphate before the Grand Caliph came through and unified everything. And they were used to capture people. There was like some sort of ritual to reverse it, but if you just turned them from stone back to flesh, they would have no face. They wouldn't be able to breathe or eat or see. You wouldn't be able to recognize them. There was like a ritual to turn that all the way back to what they were supposed to. It requires a photo of them and all sorts of things. But apparently, they had found a statue of someone who's affected by this, as well as one of these traps. And I guess they had covered it and there were some safety measures done, but I guess it was partially broken. So it looked like they were eventually going to get all the way back over to the Caliphate and attempt to get it repaired. Maybe to sell it, maybe to put it in a museum, I'm not sure. But that was something else that's here. I'm a little concerned. It should also be on the main deck. Valuable. And I guess they wanted to make sure that people had eyes on it. But I don't know if it would be in trouble, in peril because of this ooze, or if it's still been preserved. I'm not so certain about the statue itself, but the mechanism might still be down there. If they covered it with like a blanket or something, though, the ooze has certainly dissolved that. So if it's still down there, there is a chance someone could trigger it. So just be very careful, because I know you wanted to go look. When you do, if you see something that's got like a reflective pool and like a mirror something on it, like anything really reflective, try to make sure you keep your eyes averted.
You wouldn't be able to affect the ooze that way either, would we?
It doesn't have
Because it has no eyes.
Correct.
That's frustrating, I suppose.
Well, and here's the other thing. If perhaps the ooze can't dissolve stone, that means that statue, given the proper ritual, would be returned to the state it was. Basically, that person from that period of time could be resurrected, in a sense.
Okay.
From
what happened to this
hundreds of years ago.
Do we have word on where the picture of them was, the portrait, or drawn or whatever?
No, I don't think it's something we would be able to do. It would take lots of digging. Probably several historians. This may be something that never happens in our lifetime, but the statue being recovered would be amazing.
I thought she said they found one with it.
They found a statue. They didn't find a photo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
There's no photo. They didn't find like a likeness, essentially.
Yeah.
Is what they would need.
Well, maybe they have like a really telling like outfit on or something like that. It's like, oh, that's obviously the queen of so and so country and whatnot.
Perhaps, but we leave that to maybe the Federo or some Alsani historians could figure it out. But either way, it could give this person a new lease on life. I hope they want
That'd
it.
be nice.
So I guess we just have to worry about that too, if we're gonna go down there to explore a little.
Yup.
Yes,
Who's
and
good
we
at
should try
drawing?
not to break the statue.
Right. Of course. Try not to.
Try, you know. But no, the mechanism should be easy to avoid. Again, if you see something reflective, just don't look at it. Just don't. It's likely
Got it.
if there was water or oil still in the mechanism, that's all gone anyway, so it might not even be armed anymore. Good. Anyway, I digress. That's really the most striking thing I found, other than this Katega captain. I believe Katega is a unisex name in Ulyss. I believe they're a woman. I actually have pretty good reason to believe they are indeed Volu, especially with you confirmation of their height, finding little markings. Lamia, thank you. They were definitely the captain when all this happened, but those dates were correct. This thing has been around since quite a long time ago. I tried to cross-reference some things and see if maybe I'd heard of the Whistling Saint Sophie. I believe it may be a ship that disappeared maybe 60 or so years ago.
Oh my goodness, yes. Like, it has been here a really long time, right?
Yes, but I can't confirm that because I would need some reference materials to confirm the details of what I'm trying to tie it to. But I know there was some. There was one that disappeared in a storm, going from Delansha to Songuk a long time ago, but there was also one that was lost traveling that same strait, right? And there was no storm, it just sort of disappeared. And I think this is that one. I just don't remember the rest of the details, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it does line up with, she like almost let slip that she knows about Kifei. Because with the dates you saw on the mast, it does line up.
Right.
I know none of this is helping. You should probably do whatever you were planning to do before.
He had a very busy night, Rahala.
Yeah. Quite.
Yes. Though I also do this for fun, in a way. And the more I discover, I mean, the more of these things I can take down in my own notes. If I return to my academy, I'll be able to skip some tests and grades and jump a few levels, you know what I mean? Not have to go through all of the nonsense in academia. It's exciting. Eli, do you think after this, assuming we all live...
As big assume, but yeah.
Would you be open to discussing me perhaps taking some of this documentation with me?
I mean, I'm more than open to it. I think that's more than fair.
Good, okay. I'm going to sleep.
I dare say you've earned it.
She's already asleep in the chair that she's sitting in.
Case in point. Well,
Well, I didn't understand the word she was saying, but she said it well.
very true.
How are we going to deal with this ooze? Are we...
Oh, I'm not sure. Still,
You know,
honestly.
I was thinking about it, and I came up. I mean, I think it's a pretty good idea. You said we had. Well, just listen, okay? So we got all sorts of accelerants, right? And
Right.
we're surrounded by water. So my thinking is, if we, throw some flammables and stuff down in there, where the ooze is. It's gonna get pretty hurt, and if we can just keep it from coming up out of one of these doors or something, then the fire will take care of the ooze, and then we can just put out the fire.
Okay.
Because all this water around. You can see that
Right.
Layla's like turning slowly to just stare at the side of his head, but hasn't said anything.
We have to move the boat, and we need to get the anchor up to do that. So even
To light
if
a fire? No. Like, we can get the anchor after we put the fire out. We burn
Yeah,
the
but
ooze
if
out, and then
the-
that second floor, the main deck is open.
if the second floor gets damaged enough through the fire, we wouldn't be able to safely get through the second floor to get the anchor.
Not to mention that the second floor has all the, cure disease potions in it.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, because I was just saying, if
we-
it burns off all the accelerant, then it won't burn the floor too much. The floor's probably wet. But I guess it would burn the
I mean,
potions.
yeah.
And Layla says, and it'd be a big ass fucking. What do you think's gonna happen? Where do you think all the heat from the fire goes when it's under this floor, Roy? Up, probably out windows and stuff. And there's a grate right there that you're looking at me like that. You're gonna burn the whole boat down, you idiot. Like, we're not setting fires.
Also, you want us to get water from the 8 ink water and start hauling shit up and down, getting them worked up.
All right, look, it was just a thought. Okay, I didn't.
It
say
was a
good
thought.
idea. I
I-
just said it was an idea.
Hey, that's an idea we've heard today.
Don't.
That's
think
an
of it.
idea
It's a
we've
fucking
heard
dumb
today.
idea, Roy. Stop it. It's like-
I wasn't going to say that at all because
Roy, I
you're
know-
actively trying to tell us something,
Yeah.
and
and
that's
we're
the
all
smart
dumber
thing.
for it.
No,
Hey,
You can see
It
there's
worked.
like a smile on her. Like, they're both kind of smiling a little. Like, this is apparently how they interact. But you continue either way. Yeah.
yeah, Lamia says no because that makes us think. So making us think makes us smarter.
I'm of the belief that
yeah.
that there can be negative contributions to thought. Just like you can walk the wrong way, you can think the wrong way. And I know which way Roy's thinking. He's like, you don't know which way I'm thinking. All right, I had other thoughts too. They just don't have anything to do with our mission. So I was staying on mission. I don't want to hear your other thoughts.
Oh gosh.
Thorfinn looks
So am I still sickened, by the way?
You are no longer sickened. Thorfinn looks slightly less miserable, like just barely less miserable today than he did yesterday.
Barely?
He has 2 hit points.
Oh my gosh. Hey, 2 is significantly better than 1 or 0,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. He has 2 hit points, 3 con. He's really... 'cause no one can spend time, like, doing a full treatment on him, so he's only recovering
Right.
normal.
Yeah.
Your eyes have been busy.
No.
Did we heal? Normal heal?
Yes.
Okay.
You do heal the normal amount. Now, I do have to do one other thing. Where'd it go? I need my list. Who was it? I think
Oh yeah, I gotta do the fort.
There it is. Aha. Yeah, cast. All right, Eli.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I am
boy.
Eli.
You do not feel well.
Great.
At first, you thought when you first got, you thought it was just that like you haven't really slept on a boat in a long time, so you were like, it was just the swaying was. You thought the swaying, the dizzy feeling was because of the boat, but then you realized that like everyone else is swaying the opposite way you are. Okay, yeah, you're just actually dizzy. And when you get up, oh, it hits a lot harder, and like your hands are kind of trembling and stuff. You take 5 points of strength damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ow. That's bad.
Yeah, because basically you've already failed the initial save, right?
Yeah.
So you take the
right.
damage. Then tomorrow, its frequency is once per day. Tomorrow you will make another save. If you fail it, you'll take damage again, so on and so
Okay.
forth. But yeah, you can feel it. Like the strength in your hands seems way less. Like your legs feel almost like they're gone. Like you've taken enough damage. You can like beat the hell up before to where the point where like you start to feel like your legs are just super weak, like you're gonna collapse any second. You don't feel
Right.
that weak, but it's that same level of like, man, I really don't feel like I got my legs under me. Like it's just harder to move and do anything. You just don't feel well at all.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes that's just how it be.
Yeah. I think they don't be like it is, but it do. But it do. So if you do you voice any of the like, I don't feel so good. You're not at
Yeah,
Mr.
I don't
Stark
feel so good,
level
Mr.
yet.
Stark. No,
you're not there yet.
I will.
You got a little more
I-
strength than that.
I will kind of say something, but I will try and keep it like,
Oh.
oh, don't worry about it. You know, it's not that big a deal. Like, I'm a little sicky, but I should be fine.
The strength saving throw that he automatically failed, right?
Well, he already failed the one to catch the disease, so that's why he didn't
Okay.
save today. It was just
Okay.
waiting for the onset. So that's hit. Tomorrow he will actually roll another save to see if he resists it.
Let's make sure, because I think technically my luck thing works for that.
It'll work for a save, yeah. It's just
Yeah,
that
okay.
he already failed the initial save.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is just the delayed effect.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't get a second save before the effect happens. You get it after it.
Yeah. I was just checking.
Because that's while you and Hattie were away. Is when they were. That's why you didn't get to do that for anyone.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, as soon as you start voicing it, because everyone at this point knows that you're waiting for people to get fucking sick with this arthritis shit. You're like, it's not a big a deal. And like even Thorfinn, feeling like shit, is just like, no. Come here. I've got you today. And he will cast Delay Disease on you.
Great.
For his part, that's what he is prepared today. He has 2 of them. So, there's one for you and one for him. That's it. Because he's got to do it for himself, or else he's a goner.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Sam, did you prepare Delay Disease at all today?
Nope.
Okay. You're no longer immune. So, in that case, I need a saving throw from you. It's fort save, and I need a saving throw from Lamia.
Oh wait, I did. Sorry, never mind. I did prepare. I thought I took 2 cure light wounds.
So you cast it on yourself, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'll cast it on myself. Sorry, I had to look back at my spells because I knew I took Speak with Animals and then Dancing Lantern, but I had to check to see what else.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll cast it on
So
myself.
just Lamia. Or actually, wait. See, see if you recover it or not.
Yeah.
before we.
That's
fuck's
4
sake.
ones tonight.
You do not recover it. Okay. Are you gonna?
I
leave
think
her
her
with
dice are bugged.
Natural one. You can use your ability. You're all in the
yes.
same
No.
area.
Oh. Yeah.
Just make sure you mark off a use.
And
then you roll it.
Yeah, I know. I have to go put them back on. So 3. And it's fart.
Do me a
fart
favor.
depend.
Go ahead and roll a 1 on this save. Also, just do me a favor. Roll a 1 on this save, Sam.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Do it now.
That is that. I meant only a 1. I didn't want like a
It's
5.
a 5.
With it. I didn't want a 5. Bro, you misunderstood the assignment. What is this? What is this?
I rolled
24
more
shit?
ones than I did 20s tonight, Patrick.
My bonus is what she rolled.
Okay. Well, all right. You don't contract it. Who else was at risk? Boop. And hidden roll. Boop. Neat. All right. Cool. So there's that. Eli now knows he is one of the infected.
One of us. No.
Wonder who's
Thank you for saving me, Sam.
Uh-huh.
Wonder
I could
who's
say
gonna be next.
multiple. In
Cool.
theory.
Anyway, that is our session because it is
Yay,
already
we did it. All right. We made it, guys.
you accomplished some stuff. Didn't quite get as far as I wanted to. That's because somebody had to roll a fucking 40 on their perception. And just a lot of other info that came through. So,
True.
so next session, let's try to see if we can get on to actually trying to free this damn boat and deal with this ooze one way or the other. So, neat. Bye, everybody. I mean, exit
Bye.
screen.
No. Yeah. So we'll do the plugs yet again. I shall plug the pluggy plugs.
Plug round 2.
Yeah. So if you are watching us on Twitch right now,
shit.
just remember that the
I'll be right
replay
back.
of this will go up on Monday on YouTube. We also have all of the social medias that you can find us and interact with us on, and you should all do the interact things where liking and commenting and subscribing and telling your friends. We have a Discord. You should definitely join. We post a lot of memes in there. We're very silly. Sometimes we're not, but most of the time we're just goofballs. We also have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/unnatural_1s. Content getting added basically every week. You can join for the low price of at least $1. You can always give more, and we always appreciate it. There's a bunch of stuff on there. Join us in that. Keegan's not back yet, so I'll say that he's on Lost Initiative as well on Wednesdays, and it starts at 7 usually. I'm pretty sure they're streaming this week as well. You should go check that out and support Lost Initiative. The guys over there are great. Dale Rick is awesome. You should tell them we said hi. Beyond that, I don't know. I think that's it's like the thing, right? That's
We
what
normally
want.
work on the raid right now.
But yeah, no, I just mean that's we're just like, hey, yeah, this is cool. You should be thumbs up, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's real cool. Yeah. And then we're gonna have a raid. Don't you worry, we're gonna have a raid. It'll be a thing.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, we can raid now. Somebody was dropping off
Food.
A prescription for Harley.
Oh,
say
okay.
Kids at the pool.
Yeah, I can't order food right now. Kidding me? That costs money. I don't have that. All right. Here we go. Who do we raid? It is so fucking cold outside.
You don't gotta tell me twice. I was at work outside in the
That shit was
weather.
brutal. That shit was brutal.
I definitely
All right, let's go Interport Station. Let's do that. Appreciate the plurgs. All right, damn it. Next time we will have our patrons in the thingamajig, and if we don't, then I guess I'll just read them off. But we'll have them. They will be here. Out of breath. Out of shape. Okay. Start raid.
Bye.
The raiding is happening. Goodbye, everyone.